six-man tag team matchup. About to make his way to the ring from the Serengeti, he is the alpha male, Monty Brown.
He is 6 feet 2 inches tall. He is 267 pounds, and he's a former National Football League linebacker, a veteran of 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills, and he's the master of the pounce.
His tag team partner, accompanied to the ring by James Mitchell. He is the 6'9" monster. This is a Mick.
I'll tell you, there he is, 350 pounds, led by James Mitchell. And you know what? Since James Mitchell has aligned himself with the Monster Abyss, you've seen a focus on him that we haven't seen in his tenure here at TNA. And you saw earlier that James Mitchell let Jeff Jarrett know that Abyss also wants a title shot down the road.
Tag team partner from Hendersonville, Tennessee. He is the NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Jeff Jarrett.
You talk about an interesting dynamic. The NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the self-proclaimed King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, joining forces in this 6-man tag with 2 men who want a shot at what he owns, that NWA World Heavyweight title. Will Jarrett be able to coexist with the alpha male Monty Brown and the 6'8", 350-pound monster named Abyss?
And introducing their opponent, first of all, from Cameron, North Carolina. He is the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy.
You're going to see him tomorrow night in the Monsters Ball, along with Rhino, Samoa, and the Monster Abyss. He is the charismatic enigma. This guy brings a daredevil attitude into that ring that I think the others are going to have to keep their eye on.
It's Monsters Ball. It's tomorrow at Bound for Glory on pay-per-view.
His tag team partner from the Lone Star State. This is Hoyt.
It was last week on Impact when he referred to himself as a ticked-off Texan. Well, this big ticked-off Texan, 6'9", 275-pound Lance Hoyt, goes one-on-one with the alpha male Monty Brown. It's all a part of Bound for Glory tomorrow.
And their partner, he is the current X-Division Champion of the World from Gainesville, Georgia. This is the phenomenal AJ Styles.
He is the X-Division champion, and it's Iron Man 2 tomorrow night as the phenomenal AJ Styles takes on the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. And I'll tell you something, look at this grouping. You already mentioned how there's already seems to be a little controversy between Monty Brown, Abyss, and Jarrett. I can promise you, you will not have that with AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Lance Hoyt, because they know what it means to be on the winning side if Jeff Jarrett's involved.
So many big matchups tomorrow at Bound for Glory on pay-per-view. A 3.5-hour event. Normally 3-hour pay-per-views. We've got so much to bring to you that we had to expand it an extra half an hour, and we will bring the first 30 minutes to you absolutely free. Please join us 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific tomorrow for Bound for Glory as we see Big Lance put the shoulder into the Monster Abyss.
I'll tell you what, this guy's rise here at TNA has been unbelievable. When you think of how the crowd gets behind him when he's in the ring, and already you can see the quick tags, and you know Jeff Hardy's been thinking about this man right here, the Monster Abyss, every day, every night, knowing that here coming up after midnight tonight, either one of these guys will be allowed food or water as they get ready for Monsters Ball.
You're right. and then they're going to be turned loose and allowed to bring weapons to the ring. They're encouraged to use them. Anything goes tomorrow. Just one of the big matches at Bound for Glory as Hardy drops the alpha male with the clothesline.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Hardy, so you can just see how renewed he is, how aggressive he's become, and oh my gosh, then you can see the power of Monty Brown. Equalize anything that quickly. Hardy needs to get a tag in here to either AJ Styles or Lance Hoyt, or this might be academic.
Hardy in no man's land on the wrong side of the ring as we see the alpha male cut off the ring, put in the tag to the reigning NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett. Oh, what a drop kick by Jarrett right on the button. Jarrett to defend the title tomorrow at Bound for Glory against Big Kevin Nash. How about the special enforcer, Tino Ortiz, the Huntington Beach bad boy special referee?
Well, you're going to have that because I've heard this. Jeff Jarrett's been known to cheat from time to time. Tino Ortiz is going to be there to keep things fair. But you saw that beautiful drop kick by Jarrett. Think about this. He's going to have to make that drop kick about 3 feet higher tomorrow night when he takes on Kevin Nash.
Pure raw power and strength of the Monster Abyss. Scooping a slam on Hardy. Went for the leg drop. He committed himself just one way, and that was to crash as Hardy was able to move out of the way at the last second, and he gets the tag in, and here comes the X Division title holder, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and he's on fire.
Well, a lot of people look at this and say there's no way a man of this size can handle the Monster Abyss, but you don't know the phenomenal AJ Styles. These guys have had Steiner. Pele right there on Jarrett. He never saw it coming.
The impact zone is absolutely rocking. They're on their feet because AJ's taken over. Watch Hardy.
Oh, I'll tell you what, AJ Styles has that ability to just get his teeth fired up, and there he goes right over the ropes on Jarrett.
Keep your eyes on Big Lance. 6'9",
And there he goes.
Wow! AJ Styles, Lance Hoyt, Jeff Hardy in control. Oh, wait a minute. We've got to take a break now. Commercial break upcoming, but more of your six-man mayhem when we return. Welcome back, everyone, to the Impact Zone. We promised you six-man mayhem, and that's exactly what we've seen. This has been wild and out of control.
Oh, there's no way to referee this. It's been unbelievable. Styles and Jarrett have been trading punches. Monty Brown and Jeff Hardy have been trading them. Hoyt and Abyss. It's been unreal. You can hear the crowd counting the blows by AJ Styles.
Out of the corner, AJ drops down. Oh, and he's able to turn it around on the Monster Abyss. Caught him with the DDT.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter to AJ. He doesn't see sizes. He just sees opportunities. This guy can beat them no matter who they are, and people feed off of him. We saw Hardy and Hoyt feed off of him. Oh, look out. He just comes right out of there and improvises and nails Monty Brown.
He's going to go for the clash. Styles clash attempt on Abyss, but Jarrett cut him off from behind.
Oh, he's going for the stroke right there. I think AJ went to the well. What the hell? Look at that.
Don, wait a minute. I'm just handed word from the championship committee and Larry Zbyszko. There's going to be a rematch at Bound for Glory tomorrow. New NWA Tag Team Champions, America's Most Wanted. They're going to face the Naturals. AMW, they win the tag titles right here on Impact. Now, what's Cassidy Riley doing
I
here?
don't know. He just come up
What is
to the
this
table.
I've been sitting here with a message, and that message is from Raven. He's not in the building tonight, but he will be in the building at Bound for Glory. Nevermore.
Well, you just heard
To
it.
do what? What's that about?
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's anybody that's got a beef, it's got to be Raven. Somebody that held the world title not too long ago, and now he's got to watch Kevin Nash get that title shot with Jeff Jarrett. I can understand him being mad.
My God, just when you think Bound for Glory can't get any bigger, we have the tag title rematch. Now word from Raven's father, Cassidy Riley, that Raven will be here. But boy, action in the ring, the phenomenal AJ Styles. He's really on the defensive because the alpha male Abyss and Jeff Jarrett have turned this matchup in their favor.
I think AJ just tried to do a little too much by himself right there. You've got to let your teammates look at the strength of Monty Brown. Oh, he just let the blows rain right there to the stomach and now right to the face. I mean, this guy's just a force.
Alpha male. attacks AJ, makes the tag into the Monster Abyss, and he opened up the side of AJ's body so that Abyss could attack the ribcage.
I mean, think about the damage that this is doing to AJ Styles with tomorrow night. He's got Iron Man 2 and Bound for Glory.
That's a 30-minute match.
Oh, man, but if anybody can handle it, it's this guy. But, man, these are absolutely vicious blows right there by Abyss.
In addition to that, for the X Division title, Daniels and Styles, most falls in 30 minutes wins. It's the return of Ultimate X, but here comes Abyss.
He's got to get a tag, if not just for his own survival. Just for the fact that he's got to defend the X Division title belt tomorrow.
Isn't it ironic? We sat here and wondered how this team would exist. This trio of the NWA Championship, Jarrett, the Alpha Male Monty Brown, and the Monster Abyss. And they've been working like a well-oiled machine as AJ tries to mount a comeback.
Oh, here he goes. And no!
Oh, my God!
The middle with turning around.
Both men go for the cross-body block, and what a mid-range collision that was.
I mean, they just spun each other around as they hit. We can see Jeff Hardy right there, and Hoyt clapping their hands, trying to get AJ Styles to their feet, to come over there and tag one of them.
Jarrett trying to get to his corner. AJ's dazed as well.
He tagged both of them.
Double team possibly upcoming from Abyss and Monty Brown.
Oh, Monty Brown.
I think they went for the double clothesline. AJ avoids the contact, went airborne, but they caught him in mid-move.
But look at that. He gets the tags into Hoyt and Hardy.
Referee Andrew Thomas, get the hell out of the way. Turn him loose. It is six-man mayhem.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it. This has just become a brawl. This has just become a fight. As you see Hardy and Hoyt let them have it. Oh, man.
Big Lance. Oh, black hole slam. He walked right into the move. 1, 2.
Oh, Hardy's not going to let it happen. That was close.
How close can you get? Black hole slam. That always equals 1, 2, 3. Twist of fate by Hardy on the Monster Abyss.
Could he be going up here for the Swann?
He's got to be.
Here he goes.
Top rope. Here comes the Swann time.
He hits it right there, knocking the air out of Abyss. 2. Oh, Monty Brown just in time.
Alpha Male with the save. And now Monty Brown, backbreaker. He's got Hardy repeatedly. Dropped him across the knee. And there's the overhead slam.
He doesn't see the big boot of Lance Hoyt. Connects perfectly.
Pin attempt by Lance. Leg hook. Jarrett in for the save. Now Jarrett turns his attention to Big Lance from Big D from Dallas, Texas. Big boot up into the air. Outside, Abyss hooked the leg.
I'll tell you what, you just got to have eyes in the back of your head. Everybody is everywhere. Oh, it's just become a brawl. AJ said, wait a minute, roll up. It looks like Jeff's got it.
Is he going to go for the figure 4?
Oh, look at how AJ is running himself out of there and hits him with the kick to the back of the head.
Jarrett telegraphed the figure 4. Styles hit the enziguri.
No.
And there's the suplex with extra snap by the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Could he be going for the spiral tap right here?
I think that's the move.
If he does, you know it'll end it. Christopher Daniels coming in. Oh, that was just wrong.
Fallen Angel, you're right. I'm sure he's going to go for the spiral tap. Jarrett's going to go for the stroke.
He's setting him up right here. And that was a huge, wait a minute. Here comes, oh, pounce. He pounced it right into the stroke.
Alpha Male cover.
2, he got it.
What is the match? The team of the Alpha Male Monty Brown, Jeff Jarrett, and Abyss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following feature contest on TNA Impact is an 8-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first, representing Triple X and accompanied by Primetime Elite Skipper, Sushi, and the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
When TNA debuts in Atlanta, Georgia, bound for glory, yes, it will be. Christian Cage, Samoa Joe must be a winner with the 7-footer Matt Morgan as a special enforcer. Triple X is going to be involved in Bound for Glory. Christopher Daniels to challenge for the X Division title. And yes, Triple X involved in Ultimate X.
Their tag team partners first from Gainesville, Georgia, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And his tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada,
in right here as he gets ready to face Samoa Joe and Bound for Glory.
We now know at Bound for Glory, Tomko, Batman, the phenomenal AJ Styles to challenge Team Pac-Man for the tag team gold. But I can't wait to see Samoa Joe get his hands on Christian Cage, especially with Big Matt Morgan as the enforcer.
And their opponents first, representing the Latino nation, Homicide and Hernandez, the Latin American Exchange.
Nobody loves that high-risk spectacle, Ultimate X, like you and I do, Don West. And ladies and gentlemen, Ultimate X is back. The match that put the X Division on the map in Atlanta, Georgia, at Bound for Glory. Ultimate X, it's going to be the battle of the X's because it's going to be LAX against Triple X. Ultimate X when we come to the ATL.
And think about the experience that both those teams have with Ultimate X. That's what's going to make it so entertaining. And LAX, they combine size and strength in Ultimate X like nobody.
From the Isle of Samoa, Junior Fatu.
You talk about adding some size to this four-man team. LAX, Homicide and Hernandez, joined by 400+ pounds of the Samoan Junior Fatu.
Well, crowd behind him as we saw Fatu and Christian have their battle when Christian pretty much tried to disgrace every Samoan that ever wrestled in this business. But I'm looking forward to seeing Junior Fatu and Samoa Joe work together against Christian Cage in this matchup.
They look pretty good recently here on Impact, working together. Samoa Joe, Junior Fatu standing tall.
And their tag team partners, the Samoan submission machine, Purrazzo.
The heat, the rivalry, the feud between Samoa Joe and the instant classic Christian Cage finally comes to a head at Bound for Glory in Atlanta. Conditions absolutely perfect. There must be a winner when Samoa Joe collides with Christian Cage. And I love the move by Jim Cornette from TNA Management. Put that big man, put that big 7-footer Matt Morgan out there as a special enforcer.
You know, Mike, when you look at this matchup, it gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what Bound for Glory is going to be. You see Joe and Christian, well, there must be a winner. You see Christopher Daniels, who's going to be in the X Division title. You see AJ Styles, who's going to be in the Tag Championship. LAX, Triple X, Ultimate X. I mean, there is something for everybody in Atlanta on October 14th.
Don, I have just received word that our cameras are still standing by in California. From what we understand, Sting's son's football game is almost over, and we will rejoin that satellite feed as soon as something develops out in California.
Looks like Hernandez is going to start this off with the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. And you talk about strength. You got to give the... Whoa! Look at Triple X, though. They didn't give Hernandez a chance to use it one-on-one, and Senchi came out there. But look at the strength of Hernandez as he sends them both flying.
Senchi fired off into the ropes and taken up high into the lights with that back body drop. Big forearm shot, takes down the fallen angel, and the tag is in to his LAX partner, Homicide. Little catapult into the clothesline. Homicide off the ropes and senton backsplash across the chest of Dan.
I mean, they work together so well. As Hernandez holds him there and lets Homicide do what he needs to do, and then Homicide goes for the pin attempt, and it has been all Team Samoa Joe, I guess is what we'll call it. Think of the strength advantage that they have on that side. Fatu, Joe, Hernandez, come on, and look at Junior Fatu.
Throw in the brawling aspects of LAX, the submission moves of Samoa Joe, the size of the you-know-what, the caboose of Junior Fatu.
You look at that, all you can think of the steak face. And AJ Styles has been on the receiving end of that. And trust me, it's not where he wants to be. And he takes the shortcut and pokes the eyes of Fatu.
Anything better than AJ Styles and Christian Cage being on the receiving end of that big 400-pound steak face?
Oh, look at that. But he just doesn't have the strength to bring him down. Oh,
yeah.
You can see AJ had a quick memory.
Did you see the light bulb all of a sudden go on there?
He
when he
couldn't get away
realized
fast
that
enough.
Junior Fatu could just drop down right on top of him. When you don't take him over, you better get the hell out of the way.
No, I'm talking about dark side of the moon. Oh, what a shot by Junior Fatu as he sends LAX flying outside.
And then,
here comes Homicide. Oh, my God. Tomko Hijo. Wow, what a shot as he whipped through the rope. Man, takes them both out.
lands on his feet, pounds on the broadcast table. LAX, Samoa Joe, and Junior Fatu just having their way with Christian, AJ, and Triple X here on Impact.
You talk about fired up. Wait a minute. Oh, well, AJ Styles had the referee distracted as he went for the pin.
Now Homicide takes the instant classic, drives him into the turnbuckle, goes for the corner mount, but he turned his back on Styles. Referee Andrew Thomas stops Styles, but then from outside, did you see that? Felix Skipper gets involved. We've just received word we need to take a commercial break. When we return to this 2-hour Impact, more of this great 8-man tag. And welcome back, everyone, to what has been an incredible 2-hour premiere of Impact here on Spike TV. We rejoin the 8-man tag team match. It's Christian Cage, AJ Styles, and Triple X, and all of a sudden that side has taken control of this matchup over Samoa Joe, Junior Fatu, and LAX.
Well, ever since Felix Skipper got involved and came in to help out, it has been all Team Triple X and Christian Cage and AJ Styles, and that's what they needed to get the advantage. And look how they keep it Homicide over here on their side of the ring, not letting them get over to make a tag, and it's playing right into their plan. And wow, nice kick right there by the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Daniels, who looks to add the X Division Championship in Bound for Glory when he faces Black Machismo Jay Lethal, takes down Homicide, then takes his own Triple X partner Senshi up, drops him down on Homicide, no, count only.
Nice double team there as he just lifts him up and slammed him down with a leg drop. And now they are just absolutely doing a number on Homicide. I mean, they're mat wrestling him. They're hitting him with kicks, legs, keeping him in the corner. Oh, tackling him. I mean, they're just doing this to perfection, Mike.
Totally different complexion of this match, Don, before and then after the commercial break. I think without question. Christian cover, instant classic, 2 count only. Homicide just rolled his shoulder.
Oh, just pure survival right there by Homicide. He realizes he's got to find a way to get across that ring. He's got to get Samoa Joe in this matchup right now. He is fresh. He's got to be ready to get fired up. And you know he's looking at Christian Cage just wanting to take a piece out of him right now before Bound for Glory. But Homicide, it's just nowhere for him to go. And Christian just realizes how close he is, but he's just teasing him with it.
Check the look on the face of Samoa Joe, as well as Junior Fatu, but especially Joe, I think. He wants to get in this match with Christian Cage so bad that he can taste it. And you know what? I think we all want to see just a little bit of a preview here of what that match is going to be like at Bound for Glory. Homicide making his way to the corner. That's his LAX partner Hernandez also extending his hand in.
Well, good move by Christian right there as Christian Cage able to pull him back and get the tag on his partner AJ Styles. And Homicide so close, he got to within a foot, but he just couldn't reach far enough. And what a drop kick by the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, that baby was right on the money.
One,
cover,
two,
no! First pin or submission to decide it in this great 8-man tag team main event. What a 2-hour broadcast this has been. And get used to it, Don, each and every week right here on Thursday Night Impact.
Thursday Night Impact is 2 hours every single week. And right now, speaking of 2, you can see Christian's Coalition working together. Oh, what a move by Homicide! What a counter, a double DDT! It was the last ditch effort. Can he get to his feet and get over and make a tag?
Homicide, after hitting that incredible dual DDT, he just needs to roll a couple of feet. Extend your arm, get the tag in, and here we go. Here comes Samoa Joe, and he unleashes. First it's Christian, then it's Daniels, then it's Senshi. Attention turned back to Christian. Inverted atomic drop for Daniels, and the fallen angel has fallen.
I mean, one after another. They tried to come in and help Christian out. But look at, oh my gosh. Sits on both of them. Oh, what a slam.
Step slam, 2, Styles breaks it up just before the 3 count.
And now all heads broke loose. Did you see Hernandez come in? He tosses AJ Styles out. Junior Fatu comes in and creams Christopher Daniels. And it's Samoa Joe and Junior Fatu team working right now. Oh, man.
Look out! Samoa Joe, suicide dive on Christian
out of it, and then uses his agility, pulls the ropes down, and Hernandez had nowhere to go but over the top.
Samoa Joe takes the Warrior and tosses Senshi to the floor. The showdown in the ring between Christian Cage and Joe starts with a cheap shot. Instant classic. Breaks the eyes of Joe. Unprettier attempt is blocked. There it is. Rear naked choke. He's got the Takeda clutch, and he's dead center. Middle of the ring. Is he going to tap?
He's pulling on, he's holding so hard that Christopher Daniels comes in and breaks it out. And then Christopher Daniels putting the fingers in the eyes, pulling on the jaw, and now kicking Samoa Joe, trying to kick him into the corner. One boot after another till Homicide makes his way in, but Daniels ready for him.
Quick reversal. Homicide shoots Daniels off into the corner. Turnaround. Positions him up on top, and in an open hand palm thrust, just knocked the taste right out of his mouth. Hernandez coming from behind.
Oh, he never saw it, but now Hernandez has him on his shoulders, holding him with his hands, and there's the double T move. Unbelievable. Homicide creeps Christopher Daniels, but what a drop kick by Senshi that sends Homicide out of the ring. Wow.
You see that toss that time? Cracker Jack style by Hernandez. What a gringo.
Wait a minute.
What a gringo.
Here he goes. Oh, my God. Hernandez over the top. Wow. On top of AJ. AJ got cream, and it's Joe and Christian Cage in the ring. Muscle Buster.
Buster in. Get him.
Senshi, though.
Senshi. Can't stop him. Look out. Senshi tagged in.
And look at this.
Inverted DDT by Christian. Senshi's legal. Could be the Warriors way off the top.
Double foot stop, but he misses it. And now they go at him, but Joe's waiting in double clothesline.
Jack them both with the dual clothesline. Here comes Prime Time. What the hell's he doing in here? Take care of him.
Elix Skipper trying to help out. He found himself in no man's land. As you see Junior Fatu with oh my God, what a pile driver.
Samoa Joe says it's time to finish him off. Gonna go for the muscle buster. Christian's fighting him.
Look at Senshi, but wait, Joe gets out of the way. And Senshi ends up kicking Christian Cage off. And now Joe's got Senshi. Oh, unbelievable. Joe comes up and kicks him on the top of the head.
Here comes the muscle buster.
He's got him. Oh, he hits it perfectly. And you see Senshi pull up. 1, 2, go 1.
So, gentlemen, your winners, LAX Junior Fatu and Samoa Joe.
How about that? Samoa Joe, Junior Fatu, and LAX win an incredible 8-man tag team match. What a way to kick off 2-hour Impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact Feature Contest. A 10-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1. First, accompanied by Miss Brooks from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
Wow, TNA management's Jim Cornette really seems to be at the end of his rope with Matt Morgan.
There you can see that crazy fan that stalked Robert Roode, and you can see her looking on at Miss Brooks, and she's got that wicked look on her face.
From Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, he is the instant classic, Christian Cage.
Oh, it was a surprise. Hell, it was a shocker earlier tonight on Thursday Night Impact when the instant classic Christian Cage made the deal with the Angle Alliance. I still can't believe it.
I'll tell you what, I thought he was just stepping over the line. There was no way, shape, or form it would come to fruition. We know how big Christian Cage's ego is. He feels in any group that he's going to be in, he's either the leader or he's not in the group any way at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the phenomenal AJ Styles and Tomko.
We have seen the formation of some awfully strong groups, some awfully strong alliances in the history of professional wrestling. But when you take AJ Styles and Tomko, the reigning TNA World Tag Team Champions, add to the mix Robert Roode, whose future is so bright, add Christian Cage, the instant classic, the former two-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion,
And ladies and gentlemen, the final member of team number 1 from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is Professional Wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist and the TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World. Accompanied by Karen Angle, he is
It was early tonight on Impact when Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and Tomko came out to the ring. Angle got on the microphone and insisted that Christian Cage meet him, yes, for the in-ring powwow. And now let's take you back to the shocking aspect of here it is. Look at this. Christian Cage agrees. Handshakes all around as Christian Cage and Robert Roode, yes, join the Angle Alliance.
I could never believe in my wildest dreams that Kurt Angle would shake that hand and agree that Christian Cage could be the leader of this group. Kurt Angle, unbelievable. Somebody that always has to be in charge. Can't believe it.
And the opponent's team number 2 first, from Anaheim, California, Kuz.
But it looks like Don, their opponents also are unified. You saw the limo arrive earlier tonight on Impact, chauffeured by none other than Showtime Eric Young. And we talked earlier about Robert Roode's future being bright. You can certainly say the same thing about Kaz.
Residing in an undisclosed location, Showtime Eric Young.
Well, it was a turning point that Eric Young became a part of this group. When Samoa Joe needed to find a partner, what did he do? He reached out and called somebody that he knew he could trust, somebody that he knew the crowd would be behind, and that was Showtime Eric Young, and he came through when he was needed the most to help Team Samoa Joe, Kevin Nash, and Young get the victory. And you did it, Sunday!
Accompanied by Charmel from Houston, Texas, the Good Team!
Well, we talked earlier about the star power and the championships of the team of the Angle Alliance. Robert Roode, Christian Cage, AJ Styles, Tomko, Kurt Angle. But check out the opposition as Booker T and Charmel come down to the ring. How about that confrontation earlier between Charmel, the wife of Booker T, and Karen Angle, the wife of Kurt?
Well, I'm telling you, this match may not have even happened for a few weeks, but it was Karen Angle that said, let's get it on right now. She went right after Charmel and got this thing started, and that's why it's tonight.
Their partner from Detroit, Michigan, Kevin Nash.
Well, this team has the blend. Little old school Kevin Nash, certainly some new school as well, and that's what you need in professional wrestling. That mix, the hungry young lions, kids like Kaz, as well as the experienced veterans like Kevin Nash.
And finally, from American Samoa, he is the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
Samoa Joe, victorious this past Sunday at Turning Point, and he is headed down the ramp to join his 4 teammates for this incredible 10-man tag team matchup. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. When we return to Thursday Night Impact, it's the opening bell. Well, that sound you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, is the opening bell for our Thursday Night Impact main event. And check this one out. 5-on-5, 10-man tag team. You talk about a high-profile, star-studded main event, and you've got it on Impact.
I'm going to say, Mike, I got 2 words to describe this. Star power. Unbelievable when you think of all the championships and all the history and all the belts that have been held by this group as you see Kaz, one of the fastest rising stars in professional wrestling. And I like how they go out
incredible the strides that Kaz has made in recent months, from the ladder match with Christian Cage gone to the TNA World's Heavyweight Championship shot that he earned right here on Impact against Kurt Angle. And how close did he come against Kurt Angle?
Oh, he was that close. And when I say that close, it was within an inch, and you can see Kaz going for the pin attempt. But we talked earlier about it, Mike, and I think it's, oh, nice jawbreaker. You can see he busted him there by AJ Styles as he gets the jaw, and he's got Kaz over there in his corner, and Kurt Angle tags himself in, and Kurt Angle, how about him holding out the olive branch to Christian Cage and accepting Christian Cage's terms? Can you believe it?
You really think it was an olive branch?
I don't know.
Or do you think it was a situation where Kurt Angle realizes that there is power in numbers? And remember what Christian said about friends and enemies, and you have to keep your enemies closer?
I also think that Kurt Angle saw what happened at Turning Point. He saw the team of Kaz and Booker T get the victory. He saw the team of Samoa Joe, Kevin Nash, and Eric Young get the victory. And he realized that the reason they got it was because of solidarity. And he wanted that. And he was willing, and you got to give him that as a tribute. He was willing to sacrifice to make that happen, because look at Booker T and look at the team that he's on. They are fired up.
This is a matchup, Don, that we've been dying to see. Booker T squaring off with Kurt Angle, especially when you consider how many times we've heard from Booker T that his #1 goal here in TNA is the TNA World's Heavyweight Championship belt, a title that's held by the Olympic gold medalist who just got kicked by Booker.
Boy, he did. He drilled it right in the chest. So close to the pin attempt. Booker T right now, somebody we've talked about his rejuvenation. We've talked about how happy he is, but look at the bull rush. As Kurt Angle sends him right in the corner, actually knocks Xavier down, but Robert Roode comes right in, right after. It was Robert Roode that made the statement to Booker T that you're not coming in and taking my spot.
And now Robert Roode putting all of his weight behind the buck that's positioned across the throat, the windpipe of Booker T, while Karen Angle's not making friends with any of the females around here, is she?
Well, she's upset with Miss Brooks and, looks over that like, because she's not cheering Robert Roode on. She wants everybody to be on the same page. And keep in mind, keep your eye on Karen Angle and Charmel. With their history, fireworks are going to fly if they get within an inch of each other.
Robert Roode continues the offensive assault, this time on Showtime Eric Young. A knife-edge chop directed to the chest. That rocks him. Quickly shot off into the ropes. Here comes Roode, and EY is ready from the Fez press into the mount, and those series of shots, those right hands to the side of the head.
How about Rob? How about Eric Young? How about him, the confidence that we've seen from him? But right now, double team. Christian Cage just drills him with that punt-type kick right into the gut. Eric Young in trouble.
Quick update on TNA Mobile. All the details on a backstage altercation that went down this past Sunday at Turning Point. Don and I can't talk about it here on Impact, but text TNA to 76,000 for all the details, plus get 1 free week of TNA Mobile. Look at this. Eric Young paintbrushing Christian Cage, then walks right up his back.
Look at this. Somebody that just finds a way to counter. Eric Young has come so far, so many strides, as he hits that turnbuckle but lands on his feet, hits him with his shoulder block, and then look at that. Comes under the legs and takes Christian Cage all the way out of the ring.
Oh, he clotheslined him to the floor, but then look how quickly Tomko hit the ring, but then so did Kevin Nash. That's unity.
Unbelievable. Kevin Nash goes right after Tomko, sends him outside, and Eric Young grabs on both of them.
2 for the price of 1, and now Nash clears Robert Roode out of the ring.
Big City Kaz! Wow!
Big Kev directs traffic while Kaz flies.
Whoa! No way!
Nash puts on the brakes and says, "What, are you kidding me? Oh my God, we gotta take a commercial break now. Don't go anywhere." And welcome back, everyone, to Thursday Night Impact. This thing is just out of control. The Star Power 10-man tag on completely broken down during the commercial break.
We'll do our best to follow the cameras, to follow the action, as everybody seems to be battling with somebody. And then you just saw Christian Cage send Eric Young right into the steel ring post as everybody kind of gets back to their positions, and Christian Cage has the advantage.
It's Christian Cage now squaring off with Showtime Eric Young as Christian works on the arm and just continues to ring it up. And we know that Eric Young, Don, has had some real issues with that arm and shoulder in the past couple of days, dating back to Turning Point, the match with the Cowboy James Storm. And we see Christian and his group, and I still can't believe, talking about Christian Cage and Kurt Angle, that Christian, Kurt Angle, Styles, Tomko, and Roode, they know about the weakness of Eric Young. They're going to try and exploit it. Great leapfrog by Styles.
Here he goes, and what a drop kick. Unbelievable, the force that he hit it with. Did you see Eric Young to the mat? 1, 2. Oh, Eric Young not done yet. Get that shoulder up.
Not done yet, but for certain, Eric Young has got 4 fresh tag team partners standing and waiting to get into the battle. What a kick by Angle, directed right into the midsection.
Oh, what a kick is right. I mean, he just sent the full force of the kick. And Eric Young has got to find a way to get over there and tag somebody. All of them are fresh. All of them are superstars, and all of them are wanting to get in as Angle goes for the pin and dip, and it goes for another one. Eric Young fights out of both of them. You got to give him that, but look at him. He's just caught, and Angle's got that hold cinched around the neck.
And Don, I have just received word from TNA management that Matt Morgan has now retrieved all of the cases, and TNA management Jim Cornette promises that the contents of those cases will be revealed next week on Impact. We'll find out who gets fired. We'll find out who gets the title shot. And Cornette also sent word that if there's any kind of a further screw-up, Matt Morgan's getting fired next week as well.
And he won't even have to open up a case to find that out. Oh, there's Kurt Angle as he just drills him with that German suplex. He's got it. Oh, Joe and Booker T, they realize how close Eric Young is to being pinned. They came in there simultaneously.
And then AJ comes in behind the back of the referee. There was no tag made. Immediately goes for the pin on Eric Young, but just 2.
But AJ's fresh. It was a good move on their part, as they take a chance to switch partners out without even tagging. And now AJ Styles, oh, he telegraphs it throwing Eric Young with the kick, but AJ pulls him right back.
Drags him right back towards the middle of the ring and now trying to take him over to the side where his 4 tag partners are at. Instead, the back body drop by Eric Young, but look at AJ grab the leg. And now the back heel trip. He's not letting Eric Young get anywhere near his partner.
Nice boot up there by Eric Young. Anything he can do, nice elbow. But he's still on the wrong side of the ring. AJ Styles sees him coming up there, and Eric Young just doesn't have the energy or the strength to make it happen like he wants, and he has got to get a tag in or this is going to end.
Oh, man. Eric Young crashing down off the top. He was going to go high risk, but obviously there was 0 reward when he got crushed up on the top by AJ Styles. But then a bad landing as Eli crashed down across the chest of AJ Styles, and both Young and Styles are down.
Well, you saw AJ Styles wanting to go up and finish him, and there was a situation where Eric Young was able to turn it around. But here comes Joe, going right after Tomko.
Look at these 2 big bulls square off. What a kick by Samoa Joe, but Tomko's still on his feet. 280 pounds, and he just got power slammed in mid-ring by Tomko.
And look at this, Samoa Joe returns the favor. 1, 2, oh, AJ Styles, are you talking about?
Where the hell did he come from?
I don't know, but he broke it up at the last second, and then Kaz gives it to AJ.
Bodies laid out, up over the impact zone. What a mid-ring collision. Both Tomko and Samoa Joe go for the clothesline and both connected. Look how ready Angle is outside. He's just dying to get in.
Look at Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash leading the hand out, telling Samoa Joe, I want in. Here he comes with Roode.
Samoa Joe tags in Nash, and look at these big right hands. They're dropping like bowling pins. There goes Roode for the ride. Big boot by Nash.
Now he's got a hold of Christian Cage. Kevin Nash. It's like he's going back in time. He's got Kurt Angle, and he gets the big boot, and Big Kev has just leveled everybody.
Kevin Nash revitalized in this 10-man tag. Uh-oh, here comes Roode. Quick reversal by Nash. Here comes the side slam.
He's got it. 1, 2. Christian Cage at the last second. That's what a leader's got to do. He's got to be there when it's important. And you see Booker T coming in. He goes right after Kurt Angle, right after Christian Cage.
Booker on fire. Big right hand drop Christian. Back elbow momentarily rocks Angle. Nice boot by Booker, but Angle fights right back. Catches him with the boot. Look for the Olympic slam. Booker lands on his feet. Booker could be going for the axe kick.
Here we go. Tomko saw it coming.
pulled out to the floor by the instant class. Low blow by Roode on Nash.
You can see Robert Roode. And now look at this. Christian Cage slides the chair in. The referee is already out. He can't see it. Cage trying to get him up. Robert Roode's got the chair. Now look at this. Hit the Cage. Look at it. Cage wants it.
You're right, Christian Cage has asked for possession of this deal. Cage, but Eric Gill catches him with a top rope drop kick.
And it knocks the chair into Robert Roode. And now Big Cat has got Robert Roode and he puts the knee.
Here it comes. Jackknife powerbomb.
Oh, it's it.
Pin him.
1, 2, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Kaz, Eric Young, Booker T, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Nash.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact feature contest, an 8-man tag team grudge match scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first, from New York City, Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Team 3D.
The Icon Sting said it best. Let's not wait until lockdown. Let's turn it loose tonight in this 8-man tag.
And their tag team partners are the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Captain Tomko and the Prince of Phenomenal, AJ Styles.
The biggest difference tonight from the Lethal Lockdown match April the 13th is you will add 6 sides of steel. The cage that surrounds the ring. You will also add weapons that are lowered into place when that cage top drops down. Oh, look at the eye of Tomko.
And their opponents first from Detroit, Michigan, the War Machine, Rhino.
I'll tell you, one thing I've noticed, Mike, today is everybody hurry into that ring. Everybody wants a piece of the other person. Team Tomko wants a hold of Team Cage. Team Cage now complete. We're going to find out how well they work together. Great shot.
From Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, he is the instant classic, Christian Cage.
You've got to give the instant classic his props.
Yes.
When it looked like, Don, that he was really up against it. In terms of putting a team together for the Lethal Lockdown match, he goes out. He brings back his decade-long friend, and boy, they had a falling out in the War Machine, Rhino. He gets the big politician, the 7-footer, big sexy Kevin Nash, and he closes the deal with Sting. Hell of a job for Christian Cage.
Their tag team partner from Detroit, Michigan, big sexy Kevin Nash.
And you know, you gotta look at the dichotomy of this group that Team Cage has brought out here. He mentioned it, the politician, the experience. And you know what? Kevin Nash does offer that. And you think about mending those fences with Rhino. How important to have a friend you can trust when you're inside the 6 sides of steel at lockdown. And then what do we say about the X Factor? What do we say about the man who's coming out next?
And finally, from Venice Beach, California, ladies and gentlemen, this is Steiner.
Wow!
Soak it in! Feel the moment, because they are standing as one here at the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Yes, this is the biggest Impact in TNA history, and yes, Sting is back, and the Icon is set to head to the 6 sides of steel for our 8-man tag team main event.
And what's great about it is it's gonna be commercial free, Mike.
Oh, we love it. Yes, here comes the Icon, Sting, joining forces with Team Cage. You talk about unity. You're seeing it right here. You're seeing the War Machine, Rhino. You're seeing big Kevin Nash, big sexy. You're seeing the Icon, Sting, and Christian Cage all come together. You've got to love that unity. And as Don mentioned, yes, tonight's main event is brought to you commercial-free by the Forbidden Kingdom, starring Jackie Chan and Jet Li in theaters April 18th.
The only time I've heard about more star power than Jackie Chan and Jet Li is in that ring right now. I'm gonna tell you something, Mike. When you hear that Sting music and you know he's coming out that ramp, I never get tired of that feeling. Hearing the roof blow off in here, it's just something special. And look at Sting, he's been away. You gotta wonder, what kind of shape is he in? Well, we haven't seen him in the ring for a few months, but you look at him and you can see he is ready for business. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Christian Cage, AJ Styles, lock it up in the center of the ring, and Christian positions AJ over the corner. And oh, think about the long relationship between these two. And Christian slaps the taste out of AJ's mouth, and then drop toe hold takes him down.
Well, it was such a good look at this. He's going for a quick and prettier. But AJ Styles, he's seen that before. He scouted it before. He went right into that. Right into that left by Christian Cage. And oh, nice elbow.
And then AJ, cheap shot, rakes the back, springs back off the middle rope. Cage moves out of the way, sidesteps him, shoots him off into the corner. Here comes Christian.
Corkscrew!
Just unloaded with that forearm and then gets right on him for a 2 count.
Oh, you can see though, Christian Cage still grabbing the back where he was raked from AJ Styles. But nice corkscrew, but AJ Styles, one of those, he's just in such great physical shape. Every time you think you've got him down, I'll tell you what, he just doesn't tire him. How about that? Christian Cage sent him flying in the air, and AJ decides he's had enough for right now.
Tag into Tomko, still showing the after effects, that nasty cut around the eye that he suffered earlier in the training session with the Olympic gold medalist, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle. And again, we got to refer to the relationships here, Don. The long-time friendship that's gone sour between Christian and Tomko. And here comes the big man.
I like how they're getting Kevin Nash in this match early. This guy has just shown us a revigoration as of late. And look at that look in his face. You can see that determination in Nash you haven't seen. And you look at these two powerful giants as they're grabbing each other by the throat, trying to resort their will on the other man. And Tomko with some wicked shots to Kevin Nash.
Oh, look at those big overhand rights. Shot after shot, one after the other. But Nash able to stop, put on the brakes, and then send Tomko back first into the corner. Tomko answers with an elbow.
Well, you always wonder about Nash's knees, but the side slam, dude! Oh, my! And you gotta wonder what Tomko's got left in the tank. I mean, he was in that wicked ankle lock earlier. He got that wicked shot to the eye. But Tomko's tough. I think the adrenaline's gonna carry him through.
Speaking of tough, check out the War Machine. Immediately in, Tomko cuts him off momentarily with that knee to the midsection. Turns things over to Brother Ray from Team 3D. Big shot to the top of the head with the elbow. Open hand slap to the chest of Rhino in the corner. Gonna take him right out. Gonna try and shoot him off with an assist from Brother Devon. Team 3D double shoulder block.
I'll tell you what, did you see a quick pin attempt there by Brother Devon? I mean, you want to root, of course, for Team Cage. You just love the dynamics of that group. But think about this. You have the tag team champs and maybe the greatest tag team of all time on the other side. You talk about people who know how to trust each other. You talk about people who know how to have their partners back. That is a great, solid team in Team Tomko.
Mid-ring collision. Rhino gets the best of it. Right on Brother Devon for the pin attempt, but no 3 count. Rake of the eyes. Rhino shot into the corner. There's an elbow shot for AJ. There's a big right hand for Tomko. Back elbow for the charging Brother Devon, but now the tag champs double team Rhino.
Wishbone me right into that ring post. And oh, that's how you take Tomko out of commission. I mean, Rhino out of commission, as you can see. Tomko and Brother Ray double teaming him outside of the ring. And now the referee looks over. Earl Hebner looks, but there it was. There was the destruction. AJ and Tomko took Rhino and just split him. Oh, God.
Trouble for Team Cage in our Impact main event tag team matchup. Sting looks on from the apron. Brother Devon drop down. Quick pin attempt on Rhino. Another near fall. Another 2 count from referee Earl Hebner. You can just sense the members of Team Cage. They want to get in there. They want to get a fresh man into this 8-man tag.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brother Ray, Brother Devon are really working together out there. And you can see Brother Devon doesn't need to look who he wants to tag. He trusts Big Brother Ray. And now here he goes. Oh, man,
what a splash!
I mean, oh, my God, how did Rhino kick out of that? That is just unbelievable, the weight that came down on him, and that shows you how tough Rhino is.
We talked earlier about the unity as far as Team Cage is concerned. But what we've seen in this match is the fact that Team Tomko members, they're right on the same page as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing right now, and they're keeping Rhino over here on this side. They're keeping him from getting over to either Christian Cage, Kevin Nash, or, of course, Sting. And I think we all want to see a tag to get into Sting to see what he can do. He just has that persona that can take over the ring, but not a chance. It's Tomko digging it hard, but look at Rhino. Man, can he fight back? Oh, what a shot by Tomko.
War Machine fought him off with several blows, but then that big strike by Tomko dropped Rhino dead in his tracks. Tag in. Brother Ray is now legal, and he's going to try and slow things down. Going to try and neutralize Rhino here. He's going to use his legs, the leg scissors wrapped around the body of Rhino, and at the same time, you see what the strategy is here for Brother Ray. Position, moving over to their side of the ring.
Mike, you are dead on, and not only that, think of the damage he's doing to the rib. Think of the air he's taking out of Rhino. He's just making him weaker and weaker. And if Rhino can't get over there, again, he pulls him over. Here comes AJ Styles. Oh my gosh, they're putting on a clinic right now.
Incredibly sound strategy from Team Tomko. Always having the fresh man in on the attack against a weakened War Machine Rhino who's having a difficult time fighting back. AJ shoots into the ropes and a picture-perfect drop kick. And he just knocked Rhino flat down on his back.
Well, Rhino, it's amazing that he's not had his shoulder blade to the mat for 3 seconds. He's just taking everything that every one of them can give him. I mean, they're just switching partners so fast, and it's shot after shot. Rhino, you wonder what the War Machine can take. Mike, he looks about done.
Double team, 3D, shoots him to the corner. Now goes Brother Dezmond. Rhino moved out of the way, and then the clothesline drops Brother Ray, but you've got to get a tag.
Talk about desperation. That's exactly what Rhino did, but he's still on the wrong side. He's trying to crawl over to Sting. He's so close.
Look how close he is.
Close. Can he get it? Yes. Here he comes.
Sting in. Brother Ray down. Brother Dezmond down. Team 3D like bowling pins. There goes Tomko. AJ with a shot. Sting. Oh, he's incredible.
Look at this. I mean, he is just one after another, and he's timing it all perfectly. Every one of them coming to him when he wants. He's dictating the action, and that's what's making him so stubborn. There's the Stinger Splash.
Look out! Brother Ray, Sting able to move out of the way. Stinger Splash to the back of Tomko. Can he get both members of 3D? Right on the money.
I'm telling you, that's how you turn it around. And he was waiting on AJ. Oh, man, he had the knee perfectly placed. And here it comes.
Scorpion! Turn him over! Sit down on that Scorpion deathlock! Here's the submission! Oh, no!
Brother Ray knew it. He had to get there quick because he had it cinched in, and now you see Nash on Brother Dezmond. You see Christian Cage on Tomko pulling back on the neck as all hell's broken loose in the ring.
You're right. All 8 men inside the 6-sided ring. Referee Earl Hebner doing his damnedest to try and maintain control, but not having much success.
This is just a preview of April 13th. Lethal Lockdown when these 8 guys are going to be inside the 6 sides of steel. The ceiling with the weapons will lower down, and they'll all be trapped inside.
Tomko turns his attention to Sting, who drops over, and he dropped him.
Here we go. Oh, again, he was so close. But before Earl Hebner could get the count in, Brother Ray again. And look at the double team. Holy cow.
I thought he was going to beat him with that Scorpion death drop. Instead, 3D trying to spoil the return of Sting. Nash fights through. Clothesline, choke slam. Brother Ray taken down.
I'll tell you what, Kevin Nash just still showing us how strong he is. But Tomko, he was dead on perfect, and look at him tackle Christian Cage and ram him back into the turnbuckle.
It's the 2 team captains at Lethal Lockdown squaring off. Christian Cage and Tomko. Christian extends the leg, caught him with the boot.
Wow, what a DDT! Oh my God! He just created the flying forearm though by AJ Styles.
Styles springboard, came out of the lights, turns around, Sting's got him. Big press slam, high above his head. Look out! AJ! Wow! Right on to Tomko!
Showing the strength! If you doubted it, he just proved it! But now, he's got torque, he's got him in from Team 3D and look at him. Oh, man. Oh, my God, what a gore. What a gore by Rhino.
Just when it looked like they were going to hit the 3D on Sting. Sting, double leg, on Brother Devon. Get him. Here it is. Scorpion Deathlock.
Can he get it cinched in? You can see he's turning around, and he's putting the weight down.
Is he going to tap? Is Brother Devon going to tap?
Look at him. He's fighting. As you can see, and he does tap out. Sting gets the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, Rhino, Christian Cage, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, and Sting.
What a return! What a return by the Icon Sting! And you talk about a feel-good moment. Yes, what a way to close out the biggest impact in TNA history. You want to talk about a team that's got momentum on their side, headed to lockdown, headed to Boston, headed to the cage. You're talking about Team Cage. We're talking about Christian Cage, Kevin Nash, the War Machine Rhino, and the returning icon, the man called Sting.
You talk about a team that'll have a home court advantage wherever they go. Listen to this crowd. And Mike, I'm telling you what, they combine all that experience and they prove they can work together. Look at that visual. Team Cage victorious in the center of the ring.
We talked about the unity of these two teams heading into the lethal lockdown matchup. But what a picture we saw as Sting applied that scorpion. The submission hold on Brother Devon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a 10-man tag team contest. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number one. They are accompanied to the ring by Sharmell and Jenna Maraska, Booker T, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, Kurt Angle, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, and the Icon Sting. They are the main event Mafia.
Earlier tonight, Mick Foley booked this Impact 10-man tag team main event. We also found out that Kurt Angle will be one of Foley's 3 challengers at Sacrifice. The Godfather to put up his role as the main event Mafia boss, but then Sting made a deal with Jeff Jarrett. If Sting pins Mick Foley tonight in this match, he will be a part of that 4-way for the TNA World Championship May 24.
Their opponents first from the Nation of Violence, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
For Mick Foley, Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, and Daniels, could you really have a worse option than Samoa Joe as your tag team partner since returning from his injuries suffered at the hands of the main event Mafia? Joe's concentration totally on his Nation of Violence, a nation of one.
Oh, absolutely, and you saw what happened with him and AJ Styles and how they couldn't work together. I mean, the bottom line is you can't trust Samoa Joe. And if you're Mick Foley, Jarrett, AJ, and Daniels, what do you do? This is a wild card.
His tag team partner from the City of Angels, Daniels!
No one can question Samoa Joe's focus on the Nation of Violence. For Daniels, a totally different story. Back in TNA after the year-and-a-half absence, thanks to Jeff Jarrett. Part of the victorious Team Jarrett at Lethal Lockdown, but then immediately in the firing line, thanks to both the Motor City Machine Guns and then Lethal Consequences, they claim that Daniels is really the masked man of mystery, the X Division champion, Suicide.
From Gainesville, Georgia, he is the TNA Legends champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
You know, just a few weeks ago, you would have thought that this team was on the same page. Inseparable friendships to the end. Mick Foley, Jeff Jarrett working together to eliminate the main event Mafia. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, friends who would watch each other's backs. But boy, the past few weeks have seen drastic, dramatic changes among those relationships.
I mean, what a difference since lockdown when you think about what this group was like. And the bottom line is, it's Mick Foley just gone absolutely crazy, and this whole thing's just gone topsy-turvy.
From Nashville, Tennessee, he is TNA founder and the king of the mountain, Jarrett!
TNA founder finds himself in a very strange position. Jarrett's so instrumental in bringing Mick Foley to TNA. Now he questions, now he regrets that decision each and every day. He's got a team tonight with the man who recently attacked him with that steel chair shot, and Foley also banned Jarrett's guitar.
Well, look at this. I mean, first of all, Jarrett's standing there like a baby without a pacifier, not having his guitar with him, and then look at what Mick Foley's carrying. He's bringing himself the barbed wire back.
Even though Foley bans the use of Jarrett's guitar, he's bringing the barbed wire back to the ring. Main event is next on Impact. You asked for star power, and you got it. Impact main event. 10-man tag team match booked by Mick Foley. It's the main event. Mafia versus Samoa Joe, Daniels, AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett, and the TNA World Heavyweight Champ Mick Foley. We started off with Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner lighting up the chest of the man behind the Nation of Violence, Samoa Joe, and then Joe answers with a nice suplex takeover.
Mike is somebody who's probably studied more wrestling film than anybody I know of. I've just realized a couple of things here in this matchup. Do you realize since November, the main event Mafia, we've seen him in so many configurations. The first time ever, all 5 of these have been out in the ring at the same time wrestling. That's Sting, Kurt, Nash, Booker T, and of course Scott Steiner. On the other side, the same thing, the first time ever that these 5 have ever teamed together in Daniels, Joe, Jarrett, AJ, and of course, the world champion Mick Foley.
Daniels hits the cross body block off the top on Steiner. Big Papa Pump able to power out. You see Daniels is right on Steiner, shoots him directly across into the ropes, but he hurt himself by telegraphing the back body drop, and Steiner drilled him right in the back.
Well, there's just no substitute for experience. When you look right now at that group, is there anything more impressive than what you're seeing right there in that corner? Those 5 legends, those 5 world champions. I mean, Daniels has got to be absolutely just terrified when he gets over there and sees what he's dealing with.
Main event Mafia, Don, look to be on the same page here, but you can't say that about their opponents.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jeff Jarrett down here, I mean, we talked about it's like his right arm's missing. He can't have his guitar, and then you know he's got to be pouting when he sees Mick Foley with the barbed wire bat. And I'll tell you something, AJ knows he can't trust Joe right now. You'd think this group would just be dynamite together, but they've got too many issues.
Angle rocks Daniels with the European uppercut. And fortunately for Daniels, he lands on the ring ropes, or he'd have gone straight down, and another one caught him off guard. Quick turnaround by Daniels, sends Angle across, elbow missed, but that kick didn't.
So important for Sting here. Keep your eyes on the icon. If he wants to get into that world title match on May 24th at Sacrifice, he has got to get the pin tonight. If he doesn't, then he's not going to get a chance to get that title back.
That really is the key. His Angle is shot off into the corner, where AJ takes him and drives him with impact right into the knees of his partner. Daniels goes right on top for the cover, but only 2.
Yeah, Daniels. AJ and Daniels are going to have to work together here, because at least that's one person that AJ feels that he can trust.
Angle comes out of the corner and rakes the eyes of AJ Styles, and all of a sudden Angle is now able to go over and get a fresh man, Booker T, into this 10-man matchup.
So important to be able to trust your teammates. So important to be able to know your teammates like the back of your hand. I mean, that's just what makes you so powerful. That's why the main event Mafia is the show. I mean, it's incredible. People pay to come see them. They don't pay to come see anybody else.
Scooping a slam by Styles. Phenomenal one off the ropes, goes airborne, drops the knee right across Booker. Immediately on him for the cover and had the leg hook, but still power left in those legs of Booker as he's able to kick out.
You can see AJ Styles holding on right there with that chin leg, but Booker T getting to his feet. Just shows you that determination he has.
We're going to take a commercial break here in our 10-man All-Star Tag. Don't go anywhere. More of our total non-stop action main event to come. And we are back on Impact, continuation of our All-Star 10-man tag team main event matchup.
Main Event Mafia remain in the driver's seat.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're just tagging perfectly, giving everybody the proper rest. Everybody goes in for a short spurt, beats on the front line. Now you've got Sting. Now Sting right now is going to look for that pin. Any chance that he can get. Maybe he was looking for it too soon. But even with the drop kick, you can see it didn't quite connect fully. Sting able to get to his feet and kind of take control.
And of course, Jeff Jarrett's guitar banned for this matchup tonight by Mick Foley, but yet Foley, the hardcore legend, the TNA World Champion, brings out the barbed wire baseball bat.
Oh, and you can see Jeff Jarrett pouting over there in that corner. And he's still not even got his mind wrapped around this matchup right here, and that's why they don't seem to have a chance in my mind. He's steaming. Look at that smoke coming out of his ears.
And at the same time, Jarrett's still suffering from that torn hamstring injury that both you and Mick Foley seriously question.
Well, how can you question it now? He's got tape on it. I mean, my God, that's got to make it official. Holy cow, you can't question the tape.
Mafia cut off the ring. Tag team basics, working to perfection. Booker's legal, and he connects with the kick on Styles after Angle fired him into the ropes.
Roode. Tell you what, man, they are just as one. We're not even looking at 5 guys, Mike. We're looking at one big giant wrestler there called the Main Event Mafia. It's a machine.
And now, Big Papa Pump in to help Booker. Big shots take Styles down. And I got to agree with you. Main Event Mafia have been in control for much of this main event.
Look how fresh everybody is. I mean, Big Papa Pump got to rest, take a nap. Now he's back in. I mean, everybody just, they're using each other, and that was so close. And Joe, just wanting a piece of the action, comes in when he wasn't even tagged.
Well, at least answers one question that I had about Samoa Joe watching AJ's back. Came in to break up the pin.
Maybe he was just coming in to take a shot at somebody. With Joe, you don't know. You don't know who he's talking to behind the scenes, and you don't know where his mind's at when he's in the ring.
How about Angle? Bad-mouthing AJ Styles. Catches him right in the back with that double sledge. Measuring, waiting. The second that AJ gets up, going to go Angle slam, but AJ able to float over instead. Clothesline missed, but the Pele was on target.
Tell you what, you can see that Kurt was trying to play that mental game. That was one of those situations where AJ, but look at AJ, he's looking the wrong side. They were beating him up so good. He doesn't know where he's at in the ring. So now it's a matter of who's going to make the tag first. Now AJ finally realizing where he's at. He's had his bell rung so many times, and now Kurt, you can see Sting leaning over, and here he comes.
And no surprise that Sting wants in this 10-man tag, and you know who he wants to pin? He wants to be in that World Heavyweight Championship match upcoming at Sacrifice as the Icon and the Hardcore Legend square off, and Foley hits the neck breaker.
Well, you know, he blames everything on Foley, and he should, but look at this. Nice little suplex right there by Kurt. Now Jeff getting in, the whole thing's broken over.
Jarrett powers down, Angle, Nash in for the save, and now Kevin Nash is going to go jackknife on the King of the Mountain, but there's Joe in to break it up.
Well, you can see the front line just not even following the rules, just jumping in whenever they can. Main Event Mafia trying to get their composure. Now here comes Joe. Whoa!
Directly through the ropes, the suicide dive with the elbow shot also. And now, Styles and Daniels double slingshot on the Mafia.
Well, it's obvious Slick Johnson's got to get control of this matchup. He's lost control of the situation, but I'll tell you what, Kurt Angle, if he's got
the barbed wire baseball bat of Mick
can
Foley.
use it.
And Jarrett caught him with the low blow. Now Jarrett's got the bat, but Foley, he takes it away from the TNA founder. He said, it's my bat. Jarrett able to avoid the shot, and there's the low blow for Mick Foley. Gonna go for the stroke into the back, face first.
Man.
Wow.
Face went right in, and now you go, look at this.
Watch Sting go. Sting for the cover.
Sting's got it.
Here are your winners, the Main Event Mafia.
How about it? Sting found a way to get into that title match and sacrifices. He had to get the pin, and that's what he did.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact feature contest, a 6-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first from Fairfield, Connecticut, the Blueprint,
Kurt, if I can follow up with a line of questioning here, after what went down at Hard Justice, after what happened last week on Impact, how convinced are you that the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, that he's really on board with your game plan?
I am just right now scouting him out. I never considered Matt Morgan in the main event Mafia. He has to prove to me, and so far, he's shown that he's a rookie. He doesn't know his way around the ring. Last week, he stood on the top of the rope for at least 3 minutes. And
well, you guys had that match won. You guys had that match won.
We would have had that match won. Yeah.
Well, he's young. He's getting it. He's getting it.
I hope so.
His tag team partners representing the main event Mafia, there, the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Booker T.
They're my boys.
Kurt, you have to be so proud of the Mafia.
You know, I am so proud. You gotta just remember this. Remember the titles that we have won combined. Matt Morgan has yet to win a world title. So how can we consider him part of the main event Mafia yet? So this is kind of a little tryout for Matt Morgan.
Well, and I understand that Matt should be lucky. He's fortunate he can be considered.
Oh, definitely fortunate. I mean, look who he's with. He's with Scott Steiner and Booker T. I mean, these are two of the greatest wrestlers of all time. They're part of the main event Mafia. Part of the greatest faction ever.
First from Houston, Texas, Hernandez.
What a story Supermax has been since returning to TNA from neck surgery. Defeats Samoa Joe. He takes back his Feast or Fire case that contains a shot at the TNA World title, and I think that has to concern you a bit, Kurt.
He's been on fire, but I'm not quite concerned yet. It's going to take a little bit more than that.
His tag team partner from Gainesville, Georgia, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
What an emotional situation it was last week. AJ pouring out his heart to the world. I mean, he's had those recent setbacks. He lost the Legends title, put him in a state of mind. He was ready to walk away from the business. But I'm guessing...
Whoa, hold on. Give me a break. This kid's a quitter. He wanted to quit the business. Come on, give me a break.
I didn't think you'd have any sympathy.
And their tag team partner from Venice Beach, California, this is the Icon, Sting!
Well, one of the main reasons, in my opinion, why AJ Styles did not quit, in your words, Kurt, is because of this man, Sting. Sting motivated AJ in a very emotional outburst of words. And Kurt, I don't know, were you even impressed by that, by Sting?
Hold on a second. You're talking about one of the biggest bigots of all time. Sting was part of the main event Mafia. He declined that. As a matter of fact, we declined him because he doesn't deserve to be in the main event Mafia. Sting is old, washed up, and you know what? He is where he deserves to be, which is with those young punks that have no respect for the main event Mafia and for professional wrestling.
Kurt, to me, the Icon Sting last week.
Good luck, Scotty.
Scott Steiner over with the fist bump from Kurt Angle. To me, the Icon Sting last week, he was the voice of reason.
Voice of reason, if you want to call it that. AJ Styles, him wanting to quit professional wrestling. You know what? Come on, how could he look up to Sting? A guy like Sting. What has he done lately?
Gentlemen, what an interesting dynamic we have in this six-man tag team main event. Not only the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, joining forces with Booker T, Scott Steiner, and of course Morgan in the main event Mafia situation, so familiar to us. Then at the same time, look on the opposite side of the ring, and in Hernandez, AJ Styles.
Yeah, well, it's a great mixture. Sorry, Mike.
It really is.
It's a great mixture of young gun, young superstars, and seasoned, proven talent. It's very impressive.
I'm not going to disagree. There is a lot of talent in that ring. That doesn't mean there's a lot of heart. There's heart and respect, and then there's talent. You got to have all three of them.
And
that's a part of the main event Mafia, by the way.
What about that experience factor, working together as a team? We've seen it from Booker and Steiner, obviously, but it's the first time that Hernandez has ever been in a tag team match. First time he's ever teamed with Sting. He told me, first time he's ever teamed with AJ. Oh, nice.
Well, good for him, I guess. I don't know what to say about that.
If I was Sting, Kurt, I'd be concerned that I have my two teammates, Hernandez and AJ Styles, might not work as a cohesive unit.
Well, obviously, and also, you know, Hernandez also being inexperienced, but, you know, on the other side, Matt Morgan, I have to look at him, too, and he doesn't have quite the experience that we're looking for yet, and hopefully he can prove himself tonight. I'm watching. I am literally watching. I want him to do well, and we'll see what he does.
Sting starts it off and turns it over to AJ.
Well, this is what you don't want if you're Sting or Hernandez, especially AJ Styles. You don't want to be the sacrificial lamb for you know, beast like Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Matt Morgan.
Especially Booker T and Scott Steiner. Matt Morgan, he's got a little ways to go.
Wow, did you see AJ's head snap back that time when Big Papa Pup Scott Steiner threw him off into the ropes? And immediately, this is the experience. Steiner taking advantage by taking his head and driving it right into the corner.
What happens, as you know, Kurt, you know, the ropes get slippery from sweat and stuff throughout the night of matches, and you slip off of them. That's what happened with AJ.
Oh, AJ's just a clumsy punk. That's what I think of AJ Styles.
He looked pretty good in that drop kick, Kurt.
Oof. How about that follow-up knee drop?
All right, guys. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Listen, Kurt, you've been an athlete, a stud athlete to an elite world-class level your whole life, right or wrong. So you know the deal. I mean, give some props. I don't care how young or old the guy is.
Listen, I will say this again. AJ Styles is an amazing, incredible athlete. That doesn't mean that he's an all-around great professional wrestler. This kid wanted to quit a week ago. He wanted to quit in the prime of his career. Who does that?
All right,
you tell me.
Keep an eye on Matt Morgan here. You're scouting him, Kurt. Keep an eye on him.
Oof. Shoulder block attack.
Come on, big guy.
By the big man. Hernandez doesn't take him down. And a second one, that moved the blueprint back. Wow.
That was impressive, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, it's not easy to take Hernandez off his feet just like Morgan did. That's not an easy task.
Not at all. I give Matt Morgan a lot of credit. He's got some power.
Watch Hernandez fight back here. There's pure, raw power and strength. That's 330 pounds that he's holding up in the air.
Talk about stout.
Wow.
Talk about some horsepower, man.
And holds in the air before powering his way into the mat. That is damn impressive, ladies and gentlemen.
No, what that is, that just took credibility away from Matt Morgan from getting in the main event Mafia. That's the way I see it.
That was good, Kurt. Caught me on that one.
Thank you, Kaz.
Wow! Look at the fly! Look at Super Max fly! Hernandez takes out Morgan, Booker, and Steiner. And Booker, don't go anywhere. This six-man star-packed main event. It's going to continue when we return to Impact. And we are back. The continuation of our six-man main event. Kurt, I've been dying to get your reaction to the boss, Bobby Lashley, who makes his TNA pay-per-view debut at No Surrender. Just this historic thing that he's trying to accomplish. MMA star, professional wrestler, concurrently, simultaneously.
You can't do it. It's impossible. Bobby Lashley should not be here in TNA. He wore out his welcome when he came with this announce desk last week.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Kurt.
No, what he did to me was disrespectful. I'm the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Bobby Lashley sucker punched me in the face.
Last week, you mean?
Yes, last week. Bobby Lashley sucker punched me in the face.
Right now, I mean, I mentioned earlier, sacrificial lambs. AJ Styles, unfortunately for him, is that man right now. He is the sacrificial lamb here. He's been pinpointed and cutting the ring in half to prevent AJ from getting to Hernandez or Sting.
I have to admit, Matt Morgan's doing a pretty good job right now.
AJ able to slide back, roll through, and wow! What an explosive shoulder block by Hernandez. Clothesline, forearm shot. Super Mex is taking control.
Batting down the proverbial hatches.
I take my word back about Matt Morgan.
Talk about main event Mafia. Hey, Hernandez might be a main eventer one day. He keeps pulling off stuff like that.
He's got that feast or fire case with a world heavyweight title shot in it, and he can cash it in whenever he wants. Oh, and he takes the blueprint off his feet.
He's got him. Oh.
Come on, Scotty. Oh, here comes Sting.
Oh, it's broken down now with everybody involved. All 6 men.
Yep. Senior official.
Yeah, good luck, Earl.
Trying to get some order going.
Referee obviously doesn't have this in order.
Battle is broken out. It's all over the building. Hernandez misses in the corner as Morgan was able to move away. You don't think he's going to take him up here? You think he can take him up in that elevator?
Well, look at Scott Steiner. Referee's busy on the outside trying to stop Booker T and Sting, I believe.
Matt, listen to Scott. Listen to Scott, Matt. Matt, listen to Scott.
Oh, I don't know if Morgan's going to fall for this one. Oh, from behind. Hernandez with the shot sends Morgan into the chair that was held by Steiner.
AJ's legal.
Airborne.
Legal man, AJ Styles.
Cross body. Where's the ref? Where's the ref?
He's got him.
What I tell you guys, how am I supposed to bring this guy to main event Mafia when he does stuff like that? I told him to move and let Scott Steiner do the damage. What happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is the main event of the evening. Introducing, first of all, the team of AJ Styles, Kazarian, Matt Morgan, and Douglas Williams. Accompanied to the ring by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, they are Fortune.
I'd like to point out the obvious that it's a gigantic piece of feather on the head of AJ Styles. As awesome as he is, that was pretty funny. Coming out here all cool and sleek. The new breed here in TNA, Fortune. 4 thoroughbreds in that ring right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Fortune, I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mr. Anderson.
Yes, the 4 men who meet in the TNA title tournament semis of No Surrender. They are tag team partners tonight against Fortune. This has to be one of the most interesting dynamics that you could ever witness, and it's about to go down now.
Well, yeah, there's these 4 men assembled by Hulk Hogan, handpicked by Hulk Hogan against Ric Flair's Fortune. Be something else right here. Well, here comes the Pope.
Introducing his tag team partner, weighing in at 232 pounds, the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero.
Yes, the Pope meets Mr. Anderson in one semi of the TNA World Title Tournament in No Surrender. But tonight, in spite of their checkered past, Pope, Anderson, they agree to join forces against Fortune.
Introducing their tag team partner, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 236 pounds, Jeff Hardy.
You know, I've got to admit, I can't wait for No Surrender. I want to see Jeff Hardy one-on-one against Kurt Angle, but you know what? I'm equally intrigued to see them on the same side tonight against Fortune.
This match is just loaded, chock full of star power, baby. Big time star
introducing their tag team partner. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 235 pounds, professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist,
rallies the troops that Hulk Hogan assembled. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. You will not miss a second of the action. The Fatal Four, Angle, Hardy, Pope, and Anderson versus Fortune in its entirety. And it's right after this. There you hear it, the opening bell. This is our blockbuster 8-man tag team main event. Ric Flair's Fortune against the troops that Hulk Hogan assembled earlier and the troops that Kurt Angle has rallied.
Well, see, right now, Mr. Anderson in control. What was in control of Kazarian? Look at Kazarian showing no respect for Anderson whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that in my view. It's not a popularity contest in this business.
Anderson stops Kazarian. First the high hip toss takeover. Then slams him and then just slapped him right in the face.
Something tells me Anderson's not really in that good of a mood tonight. As you know, Mike, he had tough goings, travel issues getting here. It was a long day for my man, but he's a pro and he's here.
And Anderson turns things over to the Pope, and this is all part of that interesting dynamic. Boom! Anderson and the Pope, they will meet in one of the two semifinal matchups upcoming at No Surrender September the 5th. And of course the winners head to Bound for Glory on October the 10th. The finals of the World Title Tournament when we crown a new World Heavyweight Champ.
Hope now dropped AJ Styles. No, this whole matchup, this whole issue here, just a power struggle more or less. In this match, I mean, I would assume whatever team wins this thing, obviously either Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair, respectively, will be very happy about it. Because it's bragging rights.
It's exactly what it's about. Have you ever seen anybody as power hungry as Ric Flair and Fortune?
No, and I don't disagree with it. I actually agree with it big time. That's what makes Ric Flair a legendary Hall of Famer. That's what makes Ric Flair a household name. And you could see that oozing off of these new young members of Fortune, like AJ Styles or Kazarian. Or Morgan or Douglas Williams.
But to what level do you agree with it, Taz? I mean, think of the violence that we've seen from Flair and Fortune, the way they laid out EV2, the way it continued last week, the attack on Hulk Hogan and Jeff Jarrett. And you can't tell me that they didn't go too far tonight when it came to our president, Dixie Carter, and her husband, Serge.
That did go too far. The situation with our president, Dixie Carter, and with our husband, Serge, that definitely went too far. But in regards to EV2, or anything here with you know, Anderson or Kurt Angle or Jeff Hardy or Pope, I don't think it's going too far. I really don't. I like what Fortune's doing. Right now, Matt Morgan better be careful here.
Hardy begs for the tag. Charismatic Enigma gets it, and now he's in the ring with Ric Flair's insurance policy, the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
You see, Matt Morgan wasn't too impressed with Jeff Hardy. He better be. That's a former World Heavyweight Champion. Jeff Hardy's a world-class international superstar, and Ric Flair's loving what Morgan just did to Hardy. Look at Morgan, he's so big.
6'11", 330.
Well, his arm span like cuts the ring off himself.
Offensive surge by Jeff Hardy.
Man, that was impactful.
And it's punctuated with both of those boots right into the chest. Flying forearm shot, it rocks Morgan. Insurance policy stays on his feet. Styles from outside, hooking the leg of Hardy.
Well, referee was got to try not to have eyes in the back of his head. Oof. And that's just a massive, arrogant animal in Matt Morgan. And now being aligned with Flair, a whole new level of confidence, as if Matt Morgan wasn't cocky and confident enough.
And now he's got numbers with him, Taz.
Absolutely. Some serious numbers in the X Division champion right there, Douglas Williams, the World Television champion, AJ Styles, beer money, Well, any time can be tag team champions. And let's not forget about Xavier.
Styles, eyes angled while he goes airborne and drops the knee right into the head of Hardy. Quickly on top for the covering.
Not just hooking a leg, but he tried to hook it. Yeah.
Went for the grapevine on the leg. He was doing everything that he could to keep Hardy down for 3.
Well, you got to give Kurt Angle credit. He's looking for the right opportunity to get tagged in. You know, timing's everything in these type of matches with this many bodies out there. Pick your spot.
Can you imagine Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, one-on-one against each other, one of the semis of the TNA World Title Tournament at No Surrender.
So you know what? If Kurt Angle is letting Jeff Hardy get beat on a bit, I don't think Kurt would care. Kurt's #1 goal is to be the World Heavyweight Champion again. And Jeff Hardy is his obstacle at No Surrender.
Beatdown continues on Jeff Hardy, and now we're seeing Fortune go back to the basics, totally cutting off the ring, keeping Hardy on their side, not enabling one of his 3 partners to tag in.
Oh, absolutely, and this is a guy here in Douglas Williams. You don't want to have control of your body. He will dissect the human anatomy. Look at Flair, just has to get involved. He can't help himself.
And that's why Ric Flair, that's why Fortune hand-picked him.
I think Flair's going to get a little piece of Hardy. Oh! Look at that. That's just classic Ric Flair. This thing's breaking down here. I do not envy referee Earl Hebner 1 iota.
A beaten down Hardy, rolled in for Douglas Williams, who drops the knee right into the cover, and ooh, just 2.
Well, you know, even though Fortune is still a newer group, I would assume they have more chemistry. They'll work more as a cohesive unit, as we've seen, than, you know, 4 men that are going to be competing against each other at No Surrender.
Hardy going to try and get the comeback rolling. Gets in a couple of blows to the midsection of AJ before he gets cut off.
And the frequent tags, cutting the ring in half. I mean, you know, Jeff Hardy is the proverbial sacrificial lamb to the hands of Fortune.
And Taz, I've just learned that the fatal 4 that we're watching here, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, the Pope, Mr. Anderson, they're going to be teaming against each other next week on Impact. It's going to be Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Anderson and the Pope. That's just 3 days before No Surrender. That's huge.
Well, you know what? Oh, maybe we'll get some more answers to what the hell's going on here in TNA and on Impact.
And here comes Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle ducking that clothesline by Kazarian and lighting Kazarian up big time. Whoa! Watch your back. Oh, look at this, got caught. Good God almighty, what a throw by Angle. I'll tell you what, I don't remember the last time I've seen Kurt Angle more determined than this here. Here it is.
Ankle lock applied. Perfect ring positioning. Is Kazarian, oh, AJ from the top, flying shot, big forearm.
What about big? How about right there? Pope dropping Styles. Look at that throw.
Turned right into Douglas Williams. Mr. Anderson takes care of Williams. Insurance policy decks Anderson.
God, that was heavy. Whoa! This is insanity here.
And then Hardy off the top.
Oh! I believe Angle still is the legal man now. Pope tagged himself in. Pope just tagged himself in, unbeknownst to Kurt.
Great call. Referee Earl Hebner saw it as well. Pope covers. Pope gets the win.
And Kurt's not too happy about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Kurt Angle, Mr. Anderson, the Pope, and Jeff Hardy.
Well, we're going to see a little bit more of this next week.
Who knows where Abyss is?
I just hope he's okay.
Now, earlier tonight, we witnessed An unlikely alliance. A group that got together and tried to pull a power play. Speaking of World Heavyweight Champion Bobby Roode, Immortals Bully Ray, and the X Division Champion Austin Aries, they were unsuccessful with their takeover, and Sting turned it around. He threatened to strip Roode and Aries of their titles. He told all three that they wouldn't get paid.
Why you shoot my face when you should be shooting my cage? Get down here, boy. Get down there. Look at those things. Look at those things. They ain't tagged that cows. Now shoot the chest.
Just infatuated, isn't he?
His calves aren't even that big, I gotta be honest with you. They're not. They got a little vascularity, they're ripped. I gotta tan them. But I digress.
This is not a happy group.
No, it's not a happy group, because you're right. They tried to go on strike. They tried to pull off a work stoppage, and it backfired on him. Sting came out. He pulled rank. He said, all right, you guys are going. Hey, look, you want to complain? We got a big main event tonight against the tag team champs and the #1 contender for that man's title.
Sting solve his problems. He puts together a very unique team to face Roode, Bully, and Aries, and he starts that counter move by bringing out the World Tag Team Champions, Samoa Joe and Magnus. They're all about proving their superiority.
Well, Samoa Joe and Magnus have no problem beating the snot out of somebody, hence why they're the tag team champs. An unlikely duo, as we said for the past several weeks here on Impact Wrestling. But Samoa Joe and Magnus on top of their game, baby, as the World Tag Team Champs.
Sorry about your damn luck. Greeks moonshine sipping, beer skimming, beer drinking, Johnny Cash listening.
Well, when Sting needs to rely on somebody who's willing to get in the ring and fight, he turns to James Storm, and it's a confident cowboy that's on the road to lockdown, because in April, in Nashville, Tennessee, in the confines of a steel cage, James Storm finally gets his one-on-one chance to regain the World Heavyweight Championship from one Bobby Roode.
Yeah, definitely a massive opportunity at lockdown for Storm against his former best bud right there, Bobby Roode, the World Heavyweight Champ. So we'll see how that unfolds. But right now, our six-man main event is about to kick off.
To make it official, let's send it to the ring. The introductions from Jeremy Borash.
Oh, great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is your Impact main event of the evening. A six-man tag team matchup. Introducing, first of all, he is the X Division champion of the world, Austin Aries. Introducing from Hell's Kitchen, New York,
Don't even think about it. From Hell's Kitchen, New York City, Bully Ray.
And introducing their tag team partner from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He is the TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Bobby Roode. And now introducing their opponents. First of all, they are the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the team of Magnus and the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. And introducing their tag team partner, he is the #1 contender for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the world. He is the Cowboy, James Storm.
Gotta tell you how excited I am about this six-man tag team, very unique main event matchup with a team that, well, they even admitted that they're not a natural team. This threesome of Samoa Joe, Magnus, and the Cowboy James Storm, but they've proved a lot of doubters wrong ever since the tag champs joined forces.
I agree. Look at this right here, man. Main event time. Austin Aries about to hook up right here with Magnus. Some fresh faces in the main event. I like it. I got to tell you, from my perspective, I dig it, man. Fresh.
And this is what Austin Aries wanted, right? To be featured, to be in the main event on Impact Wrestling, and you're there because of Sting, A-double.
Well, I think also Austin Aries is there because of his abilities. He is the X Division champion.
Good point.
You know, I hate to burst your bubble, Mike. I know you're not a fan of your bubble being bursted, but...
Well, it really was because of Sting, though.
You guys are the X Division champ. You can do things in that ring that most men can't. And you just saw Austin Aries do that a very impressive high-end spin drill right there on the back of Magnus.
No argument from me. You may not like the attitude, the cockiness of Austin Aries, but there's no questioning his in-ring ability.
I agree with you completely. Giving up a lot of size, too, is Austin Aries right now to Magnus. They better be careful with this test of strength. But Austin Aries, as we said earlier, he went on Twitter and he kind of aired his grievances a little bit, and basically taking a shot at Sting. And, you know, most companies, you take a shot at your boss, you get fired or suspended or fined. No, to Sting's credit, he rewarded the man, and he said, you're right, you should be in the main event. Oh, look at that handstand, beautifully done. I want to see Bully Ray do a handstand like that.
Yeah. He cartwheeled out of the way first, and then he just got turned inside out. Did Austin Aries by that Magnus clothesline.
I said handstand, you said cartwheel. I didn't know you were a gymnast specialist. Sorry, Mike. All of a sudden, you bought Connor. Well, here comes Bobby Roode is the legal man. How I came up with that.
Thought you'd head more towards Bart Scott, but that's just me.
Yeah. He needs to make some tackles. But right now, Bully Ray, he wants to go with Magnus.
Yeah.
He didn't want to see this.
Storm. I want to see Storm and Roode, but we're going to have to wait until after the commercial break to pick it up in our six-man main event. And we are back on Impact Wrestling. This is our huge six-man tag team main event. Bully Ray taking it to the Cowboy. Bully Ray, world champion Bobby Roode, X Division champion Austin Aries against the #1 contender for the world title, James Storm, and his partners, the tag champs Samoa Joe and Magnus.
Look at the shots that Bully Ray was putting to the head of Cowboy James Storm. Those some heavy blows to the head. That'll ring your bell, buddy.
Yeah, reminds me of the situation with the LA Lakers star, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, suffered a concussion for sure. Kobe Bryant in a bad way. And, you know, basketball's a physical game. Maybe not as physical as our business here, but definitely physical. Look at that right there. Storm in a hand, huh?
Storm getting physical with Bully Ray and turns things over to the Samoan submission machine. This is one of those head-to-head situations that I really have been anticipating. Let's watch Samoa Joe and Bully Ray go at it.
Yeah, very intriguing matchup. Two big bulls right here. Two big, thick powerhouses.
How about the striking exchange between Samoa Joe and the Bully?
Bully Ray was chopping away at the chest of Joe. That didn't work, but that running back elbow worked.
Head of steam for Bully Ray. Samoa Joe ducks the clothesline. Was that a leg lariat?
It looked like a leg lariat to me. Via Samoa.
Joe on top, quick pin.
Well, you're not going to bully around Samoa Joe, that's for sure, but nothing like a good old-fashioned eye rake. That'll shut anybody down.
And with Samoa Joe shut down, X Division champ Austin Aries gets taken completely overhead by Joe.
Yeah, beautiful suplex right there, straight over the top. It was so quick. I'm not sure if he had a clasp on him or just hooked him and threw him. That running boot right there by Magnus.
Backsplash by Joe. Magnus on top. How about the double teamwork of the tag team champs Samoa Joe and Magnus?
Their timing, Magnus and Joe, the world tag team champions, their timing off of each other is excellent, man. Excellent, I'm telling you. It'll be tough getting those titles off of Magnus and Joe.
World heavyweight champion Bobby Roode in, and Magnus turns it over to Storm. And like we saw earlier tonight, Bobby Roode bails.
Bobby Roode is the world champ. He's far from a fool. He knows a Cowboy James Storm wants to rip his head off. He's just frustrating him right now.
Slowing him down, trying to dictate the pace. Yeah, and immediately he comes in, becomes legal, and then tags in Aries.
Whoa, Aries coming in the hard way. Aries is going to get the brunt of the beating that Storm wanted to put on Roode.
Got to get your opinion on the Jarrett Bischoff situation after what we saw earlier tonight, especially the warning from Ric Flair. Do you think that Jarrett Bischoff even shows up next week on Impact Wrestling?
Listen, Jarrett Bischoff, this young man, look, there's always just a target on this guy's back. I mean, this kid's got the Bischoff name tattooed across his chest. And that alone is going to get you some, getting some issues with some guys in this business because of his father, Eric, and his history.
A lot of burning bridges.
Yeah, a lot of burning bridges by Eric Bischoff, and Jarrett Bischoff might be starting to feel the brunt of that, but Jarrettson is his own man. We'll see if he shows up next week.
Joe for the muscle buster, broken up by Roode. And you're right, Hulk Hogan's out of the country as well.
Yeah, so Jarrett Bischoff basically riding solo.
Oh, how about that crucifix takedown by Aries on the bigger Samoa Joe?
Well, what slowed down Samoa Joe was Bully Ray blindside forearm smash Joe in his back, which helped Aries set up the move. Now, looked like Bully Ray zoned after the knee, the leg, for a moment he did, of Samoa Joe. Maybe he's not focusing on that.
Down that neck breaker. Focus on the neck. The head of Samoa Joe drops straight down with the neck breaker. And then the Bully is stalking his prey.
You can see the face of Cowboy James Storm. He had some concern on his face because he knows one of his partners in this match is in dire straits right now, Samoa Joe.
Bully all over Samoa Joe. This three-man team of Bully Ray, Bobby Roode, and Austin Aries. Now they've cut off the ring. They've got Samoa Joe on their side, and they're having their way with him.
Well, you got two guys in Bully Ray and Bobby Roode, who are tag team experts, specialists in their own right. So, they know how to cut that ring in half for sure and utilize their other partner, Austin Aries, to beat up Joe.
Yeah, then you bring forward their attitude from earlier tonight, that showdown, the confrontation with Sting, and it just adds to trouble for this team of Samoa Joe, Magnus, and Cowboy James Storm.
Mike, I'm starting to wonder. I wonder what knockouts will compete next week right here on Impact Wrestling. I'm trying to,
knockouts?
Yeah, I'm wondering who, I'm just trying to figure out. I wonder who's going to compete. I wonder if it'll be Velvet or Serena.
We're in our six-man main event. We're watching James Storm almost get his hands on Bobby Roode, and you got that one-track mind about the knockouts.
Don't get hot about it. I'm just saying. I'm sure we'll have some sort of...
Watch this pin. Bully Ray on top of Joe, Magnus in to break it up.
I would strongly assume we'll have some kind of hot knockout action next week. I think some of our viewers might be into that. That's all. I know I am. Anyway, right now, Bully Ray controlling Samoa Joe. Quick tag there to the X-Division champ, Austin Aries.
Boy, it's been several minutes where this three-man team has just been dominant against Samoa Joe.
Yeah, they're definitely utilizing the ring and cutting it in half, as we said.
Oh, big-time elbow off the ropes by Aries. A-double on top for the pin, but Joe kicks out.
Went for a guillotine, but Joe kind of squirmed out of that. But controlling, Austin Aries is controlling Joe here. Oh! Right into the oof.
Joe gonna try and fight his way out of the corner. Knocks Roode off the apron. Shot for Bully Ray. Turns his attention to Aries, but he's taken down the single leg by Aries. And Bully Ray is there to take the tag.
Yeah, that quick leg dive by Austin Aries is the little nuances that makes Aries a champion. Little things to stop Joe as he started to build momentum. Bully Ray got his back to the corner of Joe's corner, which is smart. But here comes Joe now, couple jabs.
This is what you'd expect from a tag team specialist who has 23 world title reigns under his belt. Perfect ring positioning from Bully Ray. And then the bad mouth for Samoa Joe.
Well, Bully Ray's liver. We saw it earlier about what the running back for the Super Bowl champion New York Giants, Brandon Jacobs, did to him last week, driving Bully Ray through a table. Bully Ray's furious, and he's letting his frustrations out here tonight.
Called it the biggest embarrassment of his career.
Absolutely. His calves didn't help him then.
Get out of the way! No, let's go. Come on, he's got a tag. Let's go.
World heavyweight champ Bobby Roode knocks Magnus off the apron, comes charging across the ring at Joe, who is prepared.
Massive Uranagi on the world heavyweight champ, moving hard into the middle of the ring.
Cowboy James Storm, #1 contender for Bobby Roode, the World Heavyweight Champ. He is dying to get in, and here we go. Aries sneaks in. Aries gets taken down by Storm. Oh, face plant up. Corner clothesline by Storm on Aries. Oh, Bully Ray taken down. Here comes Roode. Here's the shot, big right hand. Cowboy connects, flying forearm.
Look at the Cowboy, man. He is red hot right now. Yeah! #1 contender looking great.
Big time back body drop on Roode, but then cut off by the Bully.
Yeah, from behind. Bully Ray with a shot from behind on Storm. Look at this beat down.
Right hand after right hand in the corner. Big clubbing blows from Bully Ray. Communication issues.
Oh.
Aries went for the drop kick out of the corner. Caught his own partner when Storm moved out of the way.
Yeah, Bully grabbing his own yam bag there. I don't know what's going on there. Look at that now. Samoa Joe. Ooh.
Here it is. This could be the double team move that's won him so many matches. Snapmare leads to the Magnus elbow. Aries able to roll out of the way. Roode in. And he hits the spine buster on Magnus. Look out. Storm hits the closing time on Roode. That's the move that sets up the last call. Out of the corner. And there it is. Last call super kick. Pin, cover, 3 count.
Well, I'm talking about the momentum, talking about the confidence to a new level.
The team of Samoa Joe, Magnus, and the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, the Cowboy, James Storm.
The following 6-man tag team match is scheduled for one fall and will be contested under Lucha Libre rules. Introducing first, making their way to the ring from Mexico City, Mexico, they are the team of Drago, Aerostar, and El Hijo del Fantasma.
If you're a fan of high-flying action, you will not want to miss this 6-man tag team matchup contested under Lucha Libre rules. Fantasma, Aerostar, and Drago. They will team up. This is going to be an incredible match, folks. Don't go anywhere. Impact continues right after this.
And now, introducing their opponent. About to make their way to the ring, they are the team of DJZ, Andrew Everett, and Dezmond Xavier.
Last week here on Impact, Dom, we told the story of DJZ, the ruptured colon that he suffered in Mexico, had to spend nearly a year away from Impact, but he's back now better than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous, tremendous ring entrance. Got what looks to be a motorcycle helmet, and he's well lit up. Shades of Chris Jericho in the lighted jacket. I like what I'm seeing from the ring entrance of DJZ.
DJZ, Dezmond Xavier, the winner of the Super X Cup in 2017, and Andrew Everett, the Skywalker. It's great to see Everett in this matchup. Andrew Everett, he's capable of some incredible moves.
It's not often I would say this in a match with 3 luchadors, but I think the other team actually are the better high flyers here from what I've seen on tape.
You've got Drago and Aerostar. They were in a match against each other at Redemption. It was a great way to get Redemption started last Sunday. And Fantasma. These guys, they are some risk takers. You want to talk about taking risks? Don, you've had to have seen the movie Point Break, about the surfers and the bank robbers. It stars Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey. It's one of the best movies of all time.
If you worked hard, you could come up with a more dated reference. Do you know that?
Well, Point Break follows us immediately here on Pop.
So I could watch it again.
You can watch it again.
Fantastic.
It's an American classic. It's Point Break. Don't miss it after Impact.
What a physique on Dezmond Xavier.
Yeah, Dezmond, the master of the X19.
Look at that.
He won't be outdone by anyone in this ring. And look at Xavier.
Yeah, that is freaky athleticism right there.
Fantasma, the son of the ghost. Great exchange from these two. So Lucha Libre rules, Don. Somebody goes out of the ring, you don't have to tag, you just slide in.
Sort of confusing.
So Dez is out. So either Andrew Everett or DJZ can get into the ring right now. And DJZ opts to missile drop kick his way in.
Springboard missile drop kick from DJZ, phenomenal move. And now getting flipped over into the turnbuckle by Drago.
And here comes Drago. Beautiful Hurricane Rana. You have 6 so unique athletes in the ring right now. They're all so different.
Stiff kick.
Catches DJZ. Drago comes out here. He's got that latex tongue that he sticks out of his mouth. Just intimidates me.
Very disturbing.
DJZ, and he goes one way, and they're looking for different angles right now.
Side Russian leg sweep off the second rope. What is that noise?
He says DJ, and then somebody hits a button, and you hear that. Here comes the man from the Cosmos.
Somebody should be thrown out of the building for doing that. Big great cutter there by Aerostar.
Aerostar is from a different planet, if you're one of the believers. Aerostar, that's an arm drag. Unique arm drag.
Andrew Everett unable to get going right now. He's a tremendous young athlete, as we've seen before.
Aerostar. Just makes that look easy.
He really does.
Aerostar with the lighted mask. We talked about that at Redemption. Okay. It's one way to avoid the buckle. Here comes Andrew Everett.
Wow, look at Everett.
And now Andrew Everett, he won't be outdone by Aerostar.
Yeah, as great an athlete as Aerostar is, Andrew Everett is just special with some of the stuff he does.
You know, you really have to see the stars of Impact Wrestling
Caught him in the face.
To appreciate everything that they do. You can join us June 1st and June 2nd in Windsor, Ontario for some Impact tapings. Tickets are available right now. We'll be at St. Clair College on June 1st and June 2nd. Ooh! Big knees from Fantasma. AAA Latin American champion. You saw the title around the waist of Fantasma when he came out here earlier tonight.
Yeah, and Fantasma absolutely knows Lucha Libre, but he also knows North American style, knows how to cut the ring in two from a tag team perspective.
Would you consider Fantasma to be the captain, perhaps, of his team?
I would 100% agree with that.
Ooh. Fantasma's slowed this match down for sure. He goes for the cover on the Skywalker, and Everett gets some space there too to kick out.
When you're in the ring with Andrew Everett, you don't want to give him space to create movement and hit some of his combinations. So smart wrestling in this case by Fantasma.
Try to keep it in a phone booth, right? Keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
So hold, and here comes Drago. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Just opened up Andrew Everett's face to get kicked, and Drago with the cover, and Everett somehow has the wherewithal to kick out at 2. Did you see Everett's eyes there? I don't know if he's all...
Yeah, a little bit glassy-eyed there. Unable to respond here in the way that he'd like. Short kick by Drago.
So in a match like this, now, do you try to just make the tag at this point if you're Everett? You know you're not going to get any more offense in, most likely?
Yeah, I mean, that would be the veteran move, but Everett's a young guy. He likes to show off, so sometimes they make mistakes and don't get the tag when they can get it. They want to hit that big move all the time.
Drago continues to keep it close against Andrew Everett, who finds a little bit of separation there.
Step up Enziguri.
Here comes Aerostar. Again, this is legal. Aerostar is now the legal man because his partner went to the outside. And now Everett realized the rules.
Smart move.
And here comes Dez.
Big uppercut.
Aerostar tighten the ropes there.
What is Everett doing?
Sure. Oh, he was waiting!
Lord! Stereo springboard drop kick.
There's the cover by DJZ. He almost had Aerostar.
Can't believe he kicked out.
4 feet to the face of Aerostar, and he was able to kick out at 2. What are these two doing? No way!
Come on!
Fantasma comes in now because Aerostar rolled out. Fantasma's able to get in.
Smart wrestling comes in, slows it down. Simple kick, but very effective.
And now Fantasma looking for a submission maneuver here on DJZ.
Yeah, shades of the Great Muta here if he bridges back and hooks the chin.
And here comes Everett, body scissors. Fantasma catches, look at.
Yeah, good power by Fantasma.
He's got DJZ down, and he's got Andrew Everett, and there's Dezmond Xavier. I was gonna say, I'm not sure if Fantasma was gonna be able to get all three. And now you've got multiple submission maneuvers. You got an abdominal stretch on Fantasma, who still has Dezmond Xavier.
Yeah, and I think the referee's not sure who to check for the submission here.
And Drago's got a crossface on DJZ. And now you've got Aerostar and Andrew Everett. All 6 men in the ring.
Slugfest here.
Somebody's writhing in pain, and everything gets broken up.
Yep. A little gentleman's agreement there.
Aerostar, and he sends Andrew Everett to the outside.
Everett caught his lower back on the edge of that ring apron. Oh! Huge kick.
And Dezmond still on his feet momentarily. He's down, and there's Fantasma comes flying. How many kicks have we seen in this match? And now you've got all 3 men in the ring, Drago and Aerostar and Fantasma. And
double code breaker.
Clothesline from Dezmond Xavier. We've seen just about everything in a very unique Lucha Libre rules 6-man tag team matchup. And I think we're going to see some more, Don. Some high-flying action.
Wow, Dezmond Xavier. No touch. Twisting flip dive over the top rope.
What will DJZ do?
Whatever he wants.
Turns inside out, springboards, take down Fantasma and Drago.
There's that noise again.
DJZ goes off the second.
Oh, God!
One more look at DJZ. He popped off the second, goes over the top rope and takes out everybody. And here comes the arrow from the depths of hell from Fantasma. You want to see that one again, Don?
Love to.
Look at Fantasma. Bam, and he connects.
Watch out for Aerostar.
Oh!
La Bombita!
And one more replay as you look at Aerostar throw caution to the wind. He takes out everybody. 6 men are down. Who will gain the advantage? We'll find out when Impact continues after this. Welcome back to Impact. This is Lucha Libre rules. It's 6 competitors against each other. It's been like the wild, wild west out here. You've got Drago and Aerostar and Fantasma against DJZ, Andrew Everett, and Dezmond Xavier. Don, there were more car crashes during the break. Just a wild match. What's going to happen next?
Yeah, all 3 men going up to the top, it looks like. What are they doing?
DJZ with a frog splash. Dezmond Xavier connects to Aerostar.
Twisting senton.
Boom!
Wow!
All 3 into the cover. And all 3 kick out at 2.
Great intestinal fortitude by the Luchadors.
DJZ, Dezmond, they're pleading with the official. 3 schoolboys. Will anybody connect with a pinfall here? And another triple kick out at 2.
How about Andrew Everett with the toe touch on that flip?
Just incredible. That's why they call him the Skywalker. At this point, I believe all 6 men are legal.
That's your professional opinion, is it?
Bottom lines, battle lines have been drawn. Here comes Drago. Beautiful double DDT.
Great power by Fantasma. Whoa, under the point of the chin.
Aerostar springboards in. And now Aerostar with the cover on Dezmond Xavier, and DJZ is right there to break it up at 2.
Yeah, had he not, I believe Dezmond Xavier might have been done.
Totally agree with you. Dezmond Xavier was out. Can DJZ start operating here? Oh! Where most dangerous is probably on the outside. Fantasma. He didn't realize that Andrew Everett was waiting for him.
Step up enziguri by Andrew Everett.
Everett showed great patience there waiting for Fantasma, right?
Absolutely. Pick your spots.
Look at Andrew Everett!
Wow. Now what do you call that, Josh Matthews?
Incredible! Jaw-dropping.
Let's see it again.
One more look at Everett. He started with a springboard. We're back now to Dezmond Xavier taking down Fantasma.
It's like a video game watching these guys.
Dezmond Xavier trying to get his footing. Aerostar just shimmied across the second rope.
The bird on a wire.
Matches like this you can watch all night. Aerostar springboard drops down on Dezmond Xavier, and Xavier kicks out.
How did he kick out?
What's Aerostar got next? I guess we'll never know. Here comes Andrew Everett. Big clubbing shot to the spine. Here comes Andrew Everett. Oh, and Aerostar.
Oh, God.
ZDT. DJZ floats over on Aerostar. He's got the leg hooked, and we have a victory.
The winners of the match, the team of Andrew Everett, Dezmond Xavier, and DJZ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Impact Wrestling feature contest. A 6-man tag team match set for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first from South Central Los Angeles, California, Willie Mack.
Over 15 years as a pro, he's earned nearly 20 championships, even a trios title twice. That's going to benefit him in 6-man tag action tonight, D-Lo.
Yeah, he's very familiar with this style of match, Willie Mack is, but Willie brings a lot more to the table. He brings athleticism. He brings flair and panache. He brings it all. And Willie Mack may not look like the prototypical wrestler, but he damn sure is.
Willie Mack's set to be a part of arguably one of the greatest, biggest main events that we've ever had. Fitting that we're back home on Thursday nights.
From Boston, Massachusetts, Eddie Edwards.
He's been a professional for over 20 years. 25 championships. He's the 8th Triple Crown champion in our company's history. His name is Eddie Edwards, and he's all about Impact Wrestling.
Eddie Edwards, the heartbeat, the backbone of Impact Wrestling. He's going to need that in a match of this caliber. He's going to need that in a match of this significance.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we await the Impact Unified World Champion.
Their tag team partner from Baltimore, Maryland, he is the Impact World Champion, Swann.
For over half of his life, he has been a professional wrestler. For his entire life, he has been a fighter. He has earned nearly 20 championships in our great sport, but none mean more than the Unified Impact title that he will put on the line April 25th at Rebellion against Kenny Omega and his All Elite Wrestling Championship.
I don't know if you noticed, but that was a very subdued Rich Swann coming out. Not the normal, actions. He is very confident. You can see it. He's also very, very focused on who's about to walk to the ring.
He has to be. This is the first time that Rich and Kenny have touched since Rich became Unified Champion and Kenny's opponent at Rebellion, just over 2 weeks away.
Their opponents from Tokyo, Japan, the Big LG Doc Gallows, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, they are the Good Brothers.
All
Also on April 25th, these two men will seek to recapture their identity, recapture their personality, their validity. The Impact World Tag Team titles that are currently halfway around the world. Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, and I agree with you. They want those titles, but right now, if you want to say they want to recapture their validity is backing up the man about to walk out, the man that's about to come out, the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega.
Good Brothers cannot get current champions Finn Juice out of their minds. But yes, you're right. The business at hand tonight weighs just as much, if not more. Shots fired.
Shot across the bow right there by Carl Anderson. You see, look at the Good Brothers.
And now, D'Lo, we await a true moment in our sport. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Don Callis.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is greatness. Walk this aisle. What you're about to witness is the greatest athlete alive and the greatest professional wrestler in the history of the industry. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he is your AEW World Champion and the soon-to-be Impact Wrestling World Champion. Gotch, Hackenschmidt, Flair, Hogan are all insects in the shadow of the giant of professional wrestling, the god of pro wrestling from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Kenny, by God, Omega!
An obnoxiously decorated 20-plus year career where this athlete has collected nearly 40 championships around the globe. He has held the most prestigious titles in Japan, in the United States, all across Europe. He is the master of the one-winged angel. And the man that will face Rich Swann on April 25th at Rebellion. Many regard him as pound for pound, the best wrestler in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kenny Omega. D'Lo, your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, this man is impressive. He has all the accolades. You laid them all out there. You listed them, And Kenny Omega is absolutely one of the best wrestlers in the world. But you know what? My dollar, my buck is on the Impact World Champion, Rich Swann. I think he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I can't wait for those two to hook it up. Hell, I can't wait for those two to hook it up any minute now.
I don't think anyone is arguing that Rich Swann is one of the best. He's the unified Impact World Champion, so whether you agree with it or not, the facts that Richie Two Belts is the best are staring you right in the face. That, to me, is the story here, because Kenny Omega and all of his fans around the world refuse to believe that anyone can come close. If anyone can, if anyone has the opportunity, it's Rich Swann.
Feel the tension in this room right now. You can feel it. You can cut it with a knife.
So, D'Lo, I'm expecting Kenny and Rich to set the pace here. All right, I want to see what kind of Kenny comes out, because Don Callis has been doing a lot of mind games, and here we go.
Well, obviously someone set the pace. Look at this. And Omega goes right after Swann.
Look, the ring clears out, and we are left with Kenny Omega and Rich Swann. A relentless Kenny Omega, but Rich Swann rising back up to his feet. Kenny meets him with a big right hand.
Wow, Kenny's getting the early advantage here. Brutal. Look at this, he's just driving those forms. No!
Yeah, here comes Rich, though.
There's
Not
Rich.
to be outdone.
There's Rich firing back right now.
D'Lo, I think Rich wants this to be a fight.
Damn good, brothers. Oh, Kenny about to dive out. But
And
Rich
just like that,
Rich got out the way.
miscommunication. Rich Swann taking advantage. It could all be unraveling
Eddie
for the
Edwards
Good
dive.
Brothers and Kenny Omega, and it could all be coming together for Impact.
Willie Mack up top. Watch out, here comes Rich Swann. My goodness.
The champ takes out Kenny Omega. Could this be the picture in just over 2 weeks? We'll find out. Impact's not done yet. Welcome back to Impact Wrestling. This, our main event. Willie Mack, Eddie Edwards, and the Impact Unified Champion Rich Swann against the Good Brothers and All Elite Wrestling Champion Kenny Omega.
And throughout the break, the team of Swann and Edwards and Willie Mack were just taking control, and it's just rolling right through. Look at this combination offense. Oh,
Nicely done there by the champ. These three men united under the Impact banner. Just a 2 count there. Is Carl Anderson, a 20-year veteran, 20 titles, a 4-time IWGP Tag Team Champion. It's the #1 tag titles in Japan, but now in an Impact ring and not wearing the Impact Tag Team titles.
And you know that bothers the Good Brothers. You know that's part of what makes them so angry right now, is they're no longer the Impact World Tag Team Champions, so they're taking it out on Eddie Edwards.
Here comes 6 feet 8 inches and nearly 300 pounds of Good Brother. And you hear that term all the time. And D'Lo, I think that's one of the worst things in wrestling. To Good Brothers, someone is to fool them. And I don't want to do that. On top of that, I think the Good Brothers constantly promote, overuse of alcohol and that lifestyle, and that can't be good. There's a 9-year-old kid watching somewhere. I don't want him looking up to these guys.
You may not want him looking up to him, but you know what? When they get in the ring, they are damn good, and that's what you want people to see. That's what you want people representing who you are.
And to that 9-year-old kid that loves Kenny Omega, man, hang on, cover here. There's nothing that I can say about Kenny Omega that's negative, just outside of his attitude and his association with Don Callis. Because beyond that, Kenny Omega is everything pro wrestling should be and everything wrestling's gonna be in the future.
What are you talking about? Kenny Omega is an arrogant punk who's trying to impose his will. He's an ass. That's what he is. Come on.
Yeah, but D'Lo, who's better?
Well, we're going to find out who's better at Rebellion. But for right now, I'm just telling you, I don't like Kenny Omega. I'm starting to not like the Good Brothers, and I damn sure don't like Don Callis right now.
And I shall tread lightly as the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega taking out their frustrations on Eddie Edwards. And I hear you, man. Look, I tried. The first few times I called Kenny Omega matches, I tried to, make cool hockey player references or endear myself to his fan base, and I just realized that you just have to appreciate Kenny for what he is, and if his fan base doesn't want to let other people in, then that's on them. There's a lot of pro wrestling to go around.
There's a lot of pro wrestling to go around, and yes, you don't have to admire Kenny Omega. You don't have to like him. You do have to say, oh, look at Eddie fighting out of the corner. Nice. Eddie setting up in the second rope. Nice drop kick. Fells the big LG. Oh!
Yeah, big old Tree Rollins is down, and Eddie Edwards, we talked about it. He was cutting his teeth in Japan way before all these guys, but he doesn't throw it around and walk around as if he's better. He proves it every night in the ring. Tag made. Here comes Willie Mack. Here comes Okada Anderson.
Did you hear that clothesline? Jumping back elbow by Willie Mack on fire. Classic body slam.
A lot of people are saying that there's a rub for Willie and Eddie and Rich to be in there with the Brothers and Omega. I think it's the other way around. I think it gives some grit and some honesty to the Good Brothers and Kenny. They wear their Japan stuff on their sleeve. They write their names and, katakana, kanji, whatever it is. They need to have some grit in order to succeed here in Impact.
Oh, look, Willie was going for the moonsault and Kenny came in, but Willie caught Cut Kenny, and now we've seen Willie do this in the past. He's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit the moonsault.
Give him the rub, Willie. Give him the rub. I believe Carl is still legal there.
Carl's definitely still legal right there. And
so smart there by Doc. All he had to do was distract Willie Mack.
And that's what makes the Good Brothers such great tag team wrestlers. And he tried to go for the leg there. Oh, look at the power in these overhand right-hand fists.
Now you can feel things really shifting. You can see cover there, forearm in the jaw, not enough. Kenny Omega getting his breath, reaching for a tag. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking our final commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the end to this main event. Welcome back to Impact Wrestling. No more commercial breaks. The conclusion of this main event will be seen right here on a night where we move back home to Thursday's cover. Deep elbow, great Muta style, but not enough by All Elite Wrestling champion Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Kenny Omega has been imposing his will, and throughout the break, the Good Brothers and Omega have been really isolating Willie Mack and just inflicting some damage on Big Chocolate Thunder there.
Carl Anderson, he's got some nicknames. All three of these guys have nicknames for each other. You know, they use like cool little Japanese slang, or they change their social media name to Japanese letters. It's a bit nauseating after a while, Dave.
Well, they're trying to wear their Japanese isms on their shoulders and on their sleeves, and they want to show the world how proud they are. But right there, Willie Mack showed he's not done yet. He's not down without a fight, and Willie Mack is looking over. Can he make the tag is the question.
I think the stark difference between guys like Mack, Edwards, and Swann, the brothers, and Kenny, is that on the Impact side, they're okay with letting their actions speak for themselves. But on the other side, it's all about look at me and social perception.
You're right there, Ricky. You see Willie couldn't get completely over to make a tag, and now the big LG's back in. Put Willie Mack as far away from his corner as he possibly could be.
Looking at the six-man match as a whole, the brothers and Kenny have an advantage, right? That they have Gallows, he's the biggest guy in the match. They have Kenny, he's pound for pound, arguably the best wrestler in the world. I'm sure Rich Swann and others have something to say about it. And then the X Factor's old HK there, handsome Carl Anderson, as he likes to call himself.
Well, and the one thing you're missing is all the experience these three have together in Japan, working in trios and working in 4- and 8-man. So they know how to be in there together as a team. But look at those heavy hands by Willie Mack, met by a big old boot.
D'Lo, I guess purposefully avoided it just because of the taste it leaves in my mouth, but we can't ignore Don Callis. We can't ignore Don Callis, how Summerfield, he's turned his back on Impact, a place he helped build back to where we are today, as well as the mental games that he's been playing with Rich Swann, shouting, "One-winged angel, one-winged angel, one-winged angel," hoping that can crack Rich Swann. Can it?
You know, I don't know if it'll crack with Swann. It's something that Rich has to think about. I mean, the one-wing angel is one of the most devastating moves ever created. Oh my goodness.
Don has alluded to the fact that he and Kenny have had this planned for years, ever since the first time Don sat down and put on the headsets. And if that's the case, A, it's brilliant, but B, it's sick.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't serve two masters. And right now, Don Callis can't serve Impact Wrestling and Kenny Omega. So right now, it feels like Don Callis is all in with Kenny Omega.
Let's talk about this one-winged angel, and let's talk about all the different ways that Kenny Omega can get a smaller opponent into the hold. And what are the counters? Because once you're up on the shoulder and Kenny takes the leg off, to me, that's kind of like once the alligator starts its roll, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, once Kenny gets you up in that electric chair and he gets the one leg off and he hooks your head down, it's kind of the only way you're going is down. You've got to be able to counter that long before you get to that point, because at that point, it's all she wrote.
You know, and think about all the different ways. I mean, even a basic thing like a leapfrog. Kenny can catch a guy and switch him. Or if someone picks him up for a body slam, Kenny can manipulate that. How much of Rich Swann's offense becomes almost a detriment to the champion Rich Swann on April 25th?
A ton of it. You think about Rich Swann going for a Rana all it takes is the Rhino to pop you up, switch you around, and you're right in the one-wing angel. So a lot of Rich Swann's offense can be countered right to the one-wing angel, which is scary.
Oh boy, Willie too heavy. Kenny could get out of the way. Carl with the elbow.
Carl came in for the break up the tag, but Willie moved up way smartly. Double clothesline.
Here we go. This is what Willie Mack needs to make a tag. I would love to see him tag Rich Swann because right now, Kenny Omega looks vulnerable. Omega crawling to the outstretched arm of Doc Gallows over the watchful shoulder of Don Callis. Kenny reaches, touched Eddie, but tagged Rich.
Oh,
here we go.
Is this the moment Rich Swann's been waiting for? Rich is isolating everybody. He's going in.
Yeah, look what Rich did. He made it even, Steven. Here we go. Kick to the shot. Back. Kenny with a kick. I'm sorry, Rich with a kick. Back. This is so quick. A prelude to what we'll see on April 25th.
My goodness, Swann.
No.
Swann is on fire right now. Swann is taking control of everybody. And now Swann has Kenny Omega in his hands.
So let's collect ourselves here. Rich Swann and his best friend Willie Mack working together. Tandem offense. Cover. No.
And look at the clean tags in and out. This is really boding well for a team of Swann and Eddie and Mack.
Oh gosh, nice Rana there. Omega looked like he landed hard on his shoulder. He did. Calls out the cavalry, and now the Good Brothers clear house.
It did look like Omega landed a little awkwardly there. He's getting up kind of slowly. But now we're going into the triple offense of these guys, and they know it. They do it so well.
A little known fact is Kenny Omega was once the never openweight 6-man tag team champion, a part of it in Japan. Now a callback to moves that they've done in the Tokyo Dome. Will it work here? No.
Good save by Swann, because that Eddie Edwards looking in bad shape right there.
It is still Kenny Omega and Eddie Edwards legal in the ring. Here we go. Oh my gosh, Kenny is a master troll. That is called Blue Impact, and Kenny knows it. No!
Kenny Omega is give the devil his due. He can flat out wrestle. Okay, looks like Kenny's going up for the kill shot. He's ready to go. He's coming in. No! Snap German!
Carl Anderson in.
Oh, wow.
Euro cut sends Eddie down. Rich Swann in. Pinwheel kick sends Carl down. Jumping push kick by Big Doc Gallows. Willie in, and Doc is down. Willie last man standing until that.
That was a V trigger right there, and Omega puts Willie Mack right down. And now Omega standing tall, calling in the Good Brothers. What the?
Again, callbacks to moves they used in Japan. Why not go with what works?
A three-man splash.
No!
Oh, Swann up the top. Now everybody's down. Everybody is down. What's gonna happen next?
What happens next could dictate what happens on April 25th. Don Callis starting to shout instructions to Kenny Omega. Don will be ringside at Rebellion. Is that the advantage? Is that the thing that Rich will not be able to overcome?
There it is. Eddie made that tag to Rich, and he's got Kenny Omega 1-for-1. And this is the moment Rich Swann has been waiting for.
Nope.
Oh, wow!
Just like that. So quickly it can happen. And here we go. Set up for the one-winged angel.
He's going.
Will we see it here? Rich kicking, slips out the back. Rich has shown that he can get out of the one-winged angel. That's what I take away from that exchange.
Yeah, that's a moment. Here we go. Swann, 450.
Cover. Two.
Oh, Don Callis. Don just saved Kenny Omega.
Rich just had Kenny beat, and Don Callis screwed him and Impact. Put to bed any doubt as to where Don stands. Rich Swann has shown that he can slip out of the one-winged angel. Rich Swann has shown with the 450 that he may be able to defeat Kenny Omega.
No.
There's a blind tag made by Carl Anderson. And look how frustrated Anderson is. I think everyone realized that they can't take advantage of the distractions that Don Callis is trying to run. Magic Killer, no.
Eddie makes the save of the Magic Killer, and that would have been it right there. But did you feel the wind come out of this building when Don Callis made that save? Oh,
see,
springboard.
A nice injection there by Rich Swann. Knee party, let the revolution begin.
Oh, look at Swann, he's going up. This looks like it'd be the Phoenix Splash, and it is. Got the cover.
1, 2, he got him.
And that's it.
Here are your winners, Willie Mack, Eddie Edwards, and the Impact World Champion, Rich Swann.
It was the Boston knee party of Eddie Edwards that started the end.
But we are not done yet here on Impact Wrestling and Access TV. It is time for our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6-knockout tag team contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first. The virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. Vexed.
Time for you to gush over Vexed, Mr. Raywall.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hannafin. I mean, what else can I say that has been said oodles and oodles of time and time again? Vexed. The former Knockouts World Tag Team Champion is soon to be again Knockouts Tag Team Champions, but Tom, tonight, the goal is a little bit more specific. Put Mickie James away and end her career for good.
And Mickie James is pinned. She will retire from professional wrestling.
Their tag team partner, the quintessential diva, Gisele Shaw.
2 weeks ago, in a similar style matchup, 6 knockouts tag, it was Gisele Shaw who helped get the pinfall victory against the Death Dolls on behalf of Vex.
I think Gisele Shaw is a good mix here with Vex. I think she complements them well. The quintessential diva, first lady of the stage here, taking the spotlight. That's something Green and Purrazzo know all about.
Shaw's got her eyes on the Knockouts World Championship, but can she focus on what Vex wants in ending the career of Mickie James? Vex and Shaw take on James, Taylor Wilde, and the Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace next. We are back here on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Could this be the final night of Mickie James' career?
Ladies and gentlemen, team number 2 first from Richmond, Virginia, Mickie James.
Vex has one goal tonight, to pin Mickie James, because Mickie James is in the midst of her last rodeo, is of course chasing the Knockouts World Championship, but has vowed on her way that she's pinned. If she loses, that she will voluntarily retire from pro wrestling.
Her tag team partner from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Taylor Wilde.
And Taylor Wilde, who made it impactful, if I may borrow a phrase, return to Impact Wrestling, has been very close to Mickie James in the past as well. And it's good to see these two back together.
And their tag team partner from Austin, Texas, the Knockouts World Champion, Jordan Grace.
We hope you'll join us in Atlanta for the first Impact Wrestling events of 2023, the 4th annual Hard to Kill live on pay-per-view and Fight TV Friday, January 13th, and on Saturday, January 14th, it's the Fallout from Hard to Kill. Tickets are on sale now at ImpactWrestling.com. I'm gonna say, Ray, well, this is one hell of a team about to take on Vex and Shaw.
It is a very, very formidable team here. James, Wilde, Grace. But come on, we're talking about Green. We're talking about Shaw. We're talking about Purrazzo. This has star-studded matchup written all over it. But let's not forget the goal of Vex and Shaw, to put away Mickie James.
That might be the goal of Vex, but is it the goal of Shaw?
Well, we know Gisele Shaw has her eyes dead set on that Knockouts World title. So I'm sure she's going to be looking to get in a few, let's say, up-close and personal moments with the Knockouts World Champion.
So we talked about before the break, Vex and Shaw did look good as a trio 2 weeks ago, defeating the Death Dolls, who of course are reigning Impact Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Jessica and Taya Valkyrie. along with Rosemary in that matchup. This is Chelsea Green to start things off against Mickie James, and this is really where all the self-doubt began, and Gisele Shaw tags in. As I was talking about Gisele Shaw into the matchup, Chelsea Green, the last person to have beaten Mickie James in singles competition this past summer. That led to Mickie James going home, wanting to take some time to regroup, reevaluate her career.
That's what started this whole last rodeo of Mickie James. Began, really, if you think about, thanks to Chelsea Green, who wants to finish the job she started and send Mickie James home for good.
Cover here, shoulders down, and a kick out by Shaw.
And one thing Mickie James, you know, again, all respect and credit to her in the world for putting all of this on the line every time she steps in the ring, as she tags out to Taylor Wilde here. But this matchup is unlike all the singles matchups she's had so far. You can prepare from one opponent. You know what you're getting involved with. There are so many X factors in a 6 knockout tag, and yet Mickie James has held on to, if she gets pinned, even in this matchup, same result.
Now Purrazzo in the ring with Taylor Wilde, and this is a meeting of generations here in Impact Wrestling, arguably 2 of the greatest knockouts ever in the history of this company. Taylor Wilde, of course, a trailblazer within this division. Meanwhile, Deonna Purrazzo has become the present standard in many ways. There's a cover, shoulders down, and a kick out.
In every single way, Tom.
I would say the present standard is the reigning Knockouts World Champion, Jordynne Grace, but still, Deonna Purrazzo's been outstanding, whether you like her or not.
She's formed the knockout division to what it is today. A multi-time champ. Have no doubt she'll be back there one day.
Look at the snap there on that by Taylor Wilde. And
hasn't missed a step there, that's for damn sure.
Tag made, and in comes the juggernaut, Jordynne Grace. I'm still so impressed by Jordynne Grace, the defense we saw from her at Bound for Glory, turning away the unstoppable Masha Slamovich. Here's the cover and a kick out.
Absolutely impressive. Jordynne Grace, who's gotten into the absolute best shape of her entire career, her entire life, and is one of the most impressive professional wrestlers I've ever had the pleasure of calling.
Now Wilde tags back into the matchup here. Against Deonna Purrazzo. And now Wilde out of the corner, and there goes Purrazzo. And a tag made.
Smart move from Deonna there, getting right out of the ring. Knows when you got to tag your partner. Great sign, great tag team wrestling.
Now Taylor Wilde launching Green into the wrong part of town. What a kick by Wilde. There's a cover, hook to the leg here, and a kick out by Green.
We know that's love to get back to those knockouts. Tag team championships at some point as well.
Now Purrazzo taken off her feet by Wilde. Deonna Purrazzo looking to turn Wilde inside out.
Trying to stop, hooks the leg of Wilde, preventing her from doing anything there until she breaks free. Big kick.
There's a cover by Wilde on Purrazzo and a kick out. We hope you'll join us in the greater Fort Lauderdale, Florida area at the Charles Dodge Center in December as Impact Wrestling presents Winter Warfare on Friday, December 9th and Saturday, December 10th. Tickets are on sale now at ImpactWrestling.com for the final Impact events of 2022. And how about Wilde rolling against Vex?
Taking both members of Vex down. No easy feat for Taylor Wilde there. But between her and Mickie James, by the way, the sub-story of all of this.
Cover, and a kick out.
Is that they've made no secret of running to face each other here in this last rodeo. And things are breaking down now. Excuse me. And it was only a matter of time. And look, you see Shaw and Grace going at it. We know Shaw wants that Knockouts World title.
It is all chaos here in the 6 Knockouts tag team matchup. Who's going to gain control? This match continues. And we are back here on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. This is our main event. It is a 6 Knockouts tag team matchup. And right now, the Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace all over Chelsea Green. And a tag made, in comes Taylor Wilde.
The Juggernaut in firm control. One half of the former Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Great teamwork here from Wilde and Grace.
Wild legal cover on Green and a kick out.
I was saying before the break, Taylor Wilde and Mickie James have made no secret of wanting to face each other potentially at some point during this last rodeo ride. But Vex, if they have their way here tonight in this 6 knockout tag team match, that could all end here tonight.
And Mickie James saw the way that Taylor Wilde competed last week against Mia Yim and certainly showed a lot of respect for Wilde. Here's the cover. Great teamwork by Vex, some would say, and a kick out there by Wilde against Green.
And the viciousness of Chelsea Green coming into play here.
A tag made, in comes Deonna Purrazzo. Purrazzo looking for a little retaliation from earlier on in the matchup when Taylor Wilde was absolutely on fire.
And not to mention, get a little comeuppance for what happened last week after that match.
Tag.
Between Mia Yim and Taylor Wilde when Jordan Grace got herself involved, which led to this entire matchup happening, essentially.
Now Shaw up against Wilde. Shaw trying to reinforce the efforts of Vex tonight. Here's the cover, shoulders down, and a kick out. Vex, of course, wants to pin Mickie James and end the career of hardcore country. Gisele Shaw, rather, has expressed her interest in becoming a champion, namely Knockouts World Champion.
And that's what you got to do in this business. You aim high. You go for the top. And Mickie James, who faced Gisele Shaw earlier in this whole last rodeo, as it were.
At Victory Road.
That's right. Came out with a victory there. And now looking to take out Vex on the apron.
Doubles over Shaw and a snapmare takedown, and Mickie James showing what she thinks of Vex. Purrazzo got James, Green got the official's attention, and Shaw strikes.
Great teamwork. The timing on all of that was perfect. From Green to Purrazzo to Shaw
here. Cover in the career of Mickie James, and a kick out. Is it all over? And a kick out by James. This is a scary situation for James.
That's 2 times in a row there. We were 1 second away from seeing the last match ever of Mickie James.
And here's the thing, in a singles matchup, at least Mickie James can gather herself in a variety of situations. And now you have 3 competitors who are trying to corner Mickie James, and arguably a fresher competitor every single time that enters the match. Look at Green.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. I got all the respect in the world for Mickie James for honoring this last rodeo in every single type of matchup. But this, you're being thrown into the wolves den here. And these wolves, they got teeth.
Tag made. Chelsea Green is into the match. Wilde and Grace were absolutely furious on the other side of the ring. Green wants to end the career of Mickie James, and we've known that from Green for a while.
That's right. We know this team as a whole wants to be the ones to do it, but it is Chelsea Green who, in particular, has that kind of hook in the craw of wanting to do it herself. Get the job done. Put Mickie James away.
Running uppercut. Showing a lot of disdain there for the Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace. Shaw taunting the Juggernaut. And another running uppercut. Really knocked James out of the ring. Is this the end of her career? And a kick out.
James is in a bad way right now.
Now Shaw drawing the official's attention. Oh, wait a minute. Purrazzo, right side of your screen, just took a cheap shot at Mickie James. This is despicable.
Any opportunity to allow Vex over there on the apron to strike, you know they're going to take it. Great job, great wherewithal from Shaw there as well.
Cover to end the career of Mickie James, and James out at 1.
Seeing Mickie James try to reach for her corner, and great. This is a small thing in professional wrestling, folks. Grabbing the hold, but turning Mickie James away from her partners. Can't even get her fingertips a little bit closer to her tag team partners.
Las Vegas getting behind Mickie James, and Shaw drives James right back down. There's a cover to end James' career and a kick out. Mickie James continues to fight. Frustration from Shaw. James is still in it.
Not only frustration, though, but that impetus to keep this thing going, to keep the pressure on James, forcing her to expend energy, forcing her to kick out over and over again.
Mickie James trying to find a way back here in this matchup. Gisele Shaw doing everything she can to smother Mickie James. Meanwhile, Taylor Wilde and the Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace looking on.
Trying to squeeze the life out of the former Knockouts World Champion. One of the greatest to ever do it.
And now Mickie James trying to get back up to her feet. A knee right to the midsection as James desperately needs a tag.
And oh boy!
Big neck breaker by James.
That could be the opening you were just talking about, that James so desperately needed.
Count of 2 from the official. Both have to the count of 10 to get back to their feet, so this matchup can continue.
Who can get to their corner first?
On a tag made, and here comes the Juggernaut to meet the Virtuosa.
And Grace coming in like a house of fire.
Oh, the shot there at Shaw. Up on the shoulders. Oh!
Purrazzo tried to counter there.
Spine buster. Grace cover to win this matchup in a kick out.
Great urgency from the Knockouts World Champ there.
Grace staring down Chelsea Green in the process. Well, thinking about the Grace driver here.
Purrazzo fighting out though, calling in Chelsea Green here.
Oh, face first. And there's Taylor Wilde. Wilde gets to Green.
And things breaking down here. Beautiful kick there from Shaw.
Oh, and the Mick kick. Oh, Purrazzo.
The hits just keep on coming.
Uh-oh. Face first. Now Mickie James is going up top. James is legal.
Gets the tag from Grace.
Seated senton. Cover. Oh, and a kick out by Purrazzo.
Gonna take a little bit more than that to put the Virtuosa away.
And now James fighting through, trying to win it for her team. And Purrazzo felt the Mick DT coming and a tag made.
Great wherewithal from Deonna here.
And James able to fend off Vex and Shaw there in the corner, but remember, Green made a tag.
That's right, I'm not sure if Mickie James knows it. Great strength from the Virtuosa.
Oh my! Blockbuster off the top, aided by Purrazzo. Is this it for Mickie James' career? Saved by Wilde and Grace.
Tag team partners just in the nick of time to save the career of Mickie James.
Grace and Wilde sent out of the ring, and Chelsea Green looking around for it. The referee's checking on Deonna Purrazzo. Green directing Shaw to right in front of us. Get the Knockouts World title belt as a weapon?
Oh, she's gonna style with it. She's gonna let the
What is Shaw doing? Let's see what this is about. Oh! And Grace going after Shaw. Shaw putting hands on Grace's title. Meanwhile, back inside the ring.
Mickie James in jeopardy here, her entire career.
Oh, and Wilde. But Mickie James turned it into a DDT on Green.
Center of the ring.
Cover. James wins it.
Here are your winners, Taylor Wilde, Jordynne Grace, and Mickie James.
An incredible week of action for you next week, but right now, it is time for a huge main event.
The system.
The following contest is a six-man tag team match. Introducing first, being accompanied by Alicia Edwards, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and Moose. They are the Sisters.
Times have changed here in TNA. In the course of one night at Hard to Kill just a few weeks ago, it was announced that the system is here to stay, and with it came a new TNA World Champion, Moose.
The joining of these powers on their own, Edwards, Myers, Moose, and of course accompanied by Alicia would be enough on its own, but with the world title, they swing a lot more weight around here.
success of the system came at the expense of Alex Shelley. Moose dethroning the third longest reigning TNA World Champion of all time. Alex Shelley in the main event of Hard to Kill.
And we've talked about before how Alex Shelley can get a little salty, can get a little angsty at the best of times, but you have to imagine he's got a chip on his shoulder in this one, and these guys have one hell of a tag team partner.
He is 1/3 of the never openweight six-man tag team champions, Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada!
A two-time IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, a five-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Okada has finally returned to a TNA ring.
It has been more than a decade since the Rainmaker has stepped foot in a TNA ring. And to many in the wrestling world, they thought it was a thing, they thought it was a time, a moment that would never happen. But here we are.
Over a decade ago, Okada was here in TNA wrestling. To say the least, that was not the best experience that he had. He has publicly spoken very negatively of this company during that stint, but recently he has changed his tune, changed his opinion, and now as he looks down at those three letters with two familiar faces in Sabin and Shelley, showing a lot of respect for TNA wrestling. What an honor it is for all of us to have Okada in a TNA ring.
And if all the action you've seen over the last few weeks from Hard to Kill through today wasn't enough to tell you that TNA is back to its purest form, this is just another sign, a true and honest sign of the way things have changed, the bright, bright future for TNA wrestling.
On the heels of the thriller that we saw last week, an early match of the year candidate for 2024. Josh Alexander defeating Will Ospreay in this very ring here in Las Vegas. To follow it up with this main event is blowing my freaking mind, Ray Walt.
Well, considering your mind, it's not that hard to do.
Oh, shut up.
But still, you are not wrong. The talent in this match alone is off the charts. Oh, and it's about to break down.
It's about to go down here. The system toe-to-toe with Okada and the Motor City Machine Guns. This six-man tag team matchup is just getting started. We'll continue picture in picture.
This one just on the precipice of breaking into all-out chaos. The official able to restore some order here, thankfully, as Edwards and Shelley go back to one-on-one.
Oh, Edwards, big chop right to the chest. The team of Edwards and Myers were able to defeat Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young on the countdown to Hard to Kill. Apparently, that loss did spark some things in the mind of Frankie Kazarian, as we saw last week, who turned his back on Eric Young, refused to give a comment on that earlier on tonight. A tag made there, the X Division champion Chris Sabin legal.
Look at this quick action. The Motor City Machine Guns always able to pick up right wherever they leave off as a tag team. And what did I tell you about Shelley having a chip on his shoulder tonight?
Now Shelley has a contractual rematch for the TNA World Championship in his back pocket, something to consider. Sabin, meanwhile, withstood the test of Kushida and the AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo at Hard to Kill, defending his championship.
An absolute thriller of an X Division showcase there. Sabin remaining the record-breaking X Division champion that he is. And look at Shelley trying to break apart Eddie Edwards, but meanwhile staring a hole through the current TNA World Champion, Moose.
Now Edwards, that damaged left arm, left shoulder sent into the top turnbuckle, and Edwards just chipping away there at Okada.
At least trying to, and we saw, remember Hard to Kill, Alex Shelley did a wonderful job of trying to isolate that left arm of Moose. Any longer, and Moose might have had to give in that matchup. But that is the prowess of Alex Shelley, but now his partner, Sabin, being absolutely isolated by the system.
And Myers now legal into the matchup. What did you think about this group when it was announced?
I thought it was a powerhouse group. All these guys are veterans of this sport. Multiple decades between all of them. And they've all, in other ways, feel like they've been screwed over by the system. So why not combine those efforts? I applaud the idea. We'll see how much success they can have, but especially with the TNA World Champion on their side.
Covered by the X Division champion, and a kick out there by Myers. And now, Sabin controlling the matchup. Early going here in this matchup. Now Sabin continues to focus on the left arm of Myers, much as they did earlier on to Eddie Edwards.
Again, looking to systematically pick apart their opponents, the Motor City Machine Guns, so very good at that. Myers, Edwards, and Moose, I'm going to give them the advantage in the, let's say, the wily department. You got to keep your eyes in the back of your head with those ones at all times.
That's a good way to put it. A tag made. Back comes in the former TNA World Champion. Oh, and snapping that left arm.
I'd like to point out so far, for the team on the left side of your screen there, it has been pretty much all Motor City Machine Guns. For their part, we have yet to see the Rainmaker himself tag into this one.
Tag made, Sabin back into the matchup. They've gone after the left arm of Myers and Edwards. And remember, just a few weeks ago at Hard to Kill, Shelley tried to dismantle the left arm of Moose throughout their TNA World title fight. Sound strategy here so far in this main event matchup. Oh, and this six-man tag team matchup continues in this, our main event. The System up against the Motor City Machine Guns and Kazuchika Okada in a tag made. In comes the brand new, reigning TNA World Champion, Moose.
And immediately, you heard the crowd chanting it. Somebody who knows all about World Championship gold.
Hell truly has frozen over here in TNA. Moose and Okada, nose to nose. I still can't believe it, Ray Wall. Seeing Okada in a TNA ring is something no one in pro wrestling thought would ever happen.
That includes Okada himself for much of his career.
Kick out there by Okada. Now the TNA World Champion moves the left shoulder into the middle turnbuckle, and Okada thinking about the Rainmaker. It could have been over just that quickly.
You saw Moose thought about the spear. Okada wanted the Rainmaker. It was that close from potentially being over. Ooh.
A tag made. In comes Alex Shelley. And Shelley charges after Eddie Edwards. Sabin the assist. Dragon screw there by Sabin. The calling card on the Motor City Machine Guns.
Into the ropes, into the apron there. Oh, and the other leg now just breaking Edwards down.
Oh! And Alex Shelley legal against Edwards, and now toying with the system.
Edwards literally doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Alex Shelley does have a contractual rematch for the TNA World Championship in his back pocket following his loss of the title at Hard to Kill to Moose.
Have to wonder when he will invoke that. We recently saw Trinity waste no time in invoking her rematch.
Hold on, cover here, cover, trying to hook that injured leg and a kick out.
I wonder when we will see Shelley get another opportunity at Moose and the TNA World title.
Oh. Sabin continues to focus in on the left leg. Another tag made. In comes Shelley.
Make a wear show! I wish they would stop doing this to Eddie Edwards.
The next time we'll be live on TNA Plus will be February 23rd in New Orleans for the No Surrender event. Saturday, February 24th will be Bayou Blast in NOLA. We will return to Windsor, Ontario, Canada for Sacrifice live on TNA Plus Friday, March 8th. Saturday, March 9th, TNA Wrestling presents Impact. And then we're back in Philly at the legendary 2300 Arena as TNA presents Impact Friday, March 22nd and Saturday the 23rd. Tickets for all these events are on sale now at TNAWrestling.com. Tag.
Dare I say, Okada having a hell of a good time here in a TNA ring.
Again, going after the knee.
And notice something, Tom. Every time Shelley's in the ring, everything he does afterward, he takes a glance over to Moose. Stares a hole through Moose.
And Moose has got the attention of the official. That allowed Brian Myers to strike. Myers has now dragged Shelley out of the ring. More distractions inside the ring by the system. The official not seeing the illegal contact by Myers.
Everything's starting to break down. Moose, Myers, and Edwards trying to show the guns in Okada. You can't beat the system.
They tried to work within the system, but they are not a part of your system. Moose, Myers, Eddie, and Alicia Edwards, they are the system.
They play by their own rules. And in a town like Las Vegas, they make their own damn luck.
After the illegal contact there by the system, plenty of distractions there to the referee, trying to gain control of this matchup. Now it's Myers legal in. Cover here on Shelley and a kick out.
And if they truly are the system, and I do believe that they are, they make the rules. They make their own rules. And they live by them.
And Myers controlling Alex Shelley here in the middle of the ring. This six-man tag team match continues in our main event. Picture in picture. Don't go anywhere. And Myers continues to close out Alex Shelley as best he can here. Shelley trying to get back up to his feet. A big thank you to the folks at the Palms Casino Resort here in Las Vegas for the hospitality, not only for the Hard to Kill event, but the last 2 weeks of TNA Impact. Back elbow, tag made.
Absolutely raucous crowds every night here in Las Vegas. As right now, the odds are not in the favor of the former TNA World Champion, Alex Shelley.
And now Moose dumping Shelley outside the ring, and Moose having a word with the official, and again, the system are up to something. Illegal contact here by Edwards on Shelley. And Moose still has the attention of the referee inside the ring.
The system, just like the house, making sure they always come out on top. Like it or not. Now Moose just manhandling the former world champion.
What we saw at Hard to Kill, how would you explain how Moose was able to walk away with the TNA World Championship?
Well, I was just about to bring it up. You talked about it that night. Moose came in the best physical shape I think I've seen him in years, if not his entire life. On top of that, I think being more focused than ever.
And the fans here in Las Vegas telling the system exactly what they think of him.
And I don't think...
and Moose cheap shots at Sabin and Okada.
I don't think they care what the people here in Las Vegas think. They're not worried about it. That's the thing.
And Moose trying to make an audible noise there so that the referee would think a tag was made. The official trying to get this thing under control. Now Alicia Edwards is getting in on the act.
You ride or die. And if you ain't dead yet, that's how Lish rides.
Now Myers is legal. Shelley has been taking a beating the last few minutes.
It has been all the system. Boom! Double team there from Myers and Edwards.
Cover to win this matchup and a kick out.
Shelley desperately needs a tag here.
Now Myers and company continue to dismantle the former TNA World Champion. In comes the reigning champion, Moose.
Moose is continuing. You see, now that he has the TNA World Championship, that confidence we saw him walk into Hard to Kill with is just exacerbated to an entirely another level. He is on top of the world.
Oh! Asking for more from Moose. Oh, wait a minute, let's think about sliced bread. Moose trying to control Shelley. Oh, Shelley taking shots at Edwards and Myers.
Shelley continuing to fight here, trying to fight his way out of the opponent's corner. Look out!
Oh! Face first into the middle turnbuckle. Shelley's got a chance.
The window is open. Can Shelley get through?
Oh, now Edwards takes away the tag options of Sabin and Okada. Oh! Oh, we are back here on TNA Impact. This is our main event, a huge six-man tag team matchup. The system has been in control, but a misfire there. Tag made.
Shelley finally gets over to Sabin, who comes in like a house of fire, taking everybody down in front of him.
Down goes the TNA World Champion Moose on the outside. Myers and Edwards of the system on the inside, leveled by the X Division champion.
Sabin has turned this entire matchup around for his team.
And a kick there to Moose. Down goes Myers. Now Sabin focuses in on Eddie Edwards. On the second row, Tornado DDT.
Plants Edwards, is that enough?
Two legal men cover here. Edwards able to kick out.
Sabin has shifted the tide of this main event matchup. But has he done so enough to lock away the victory for himself, Shelley, and Okada?
And now trying to get Edwards up there for the cradle shot. Edwards, despite the damage he took to multiple appendages earlier on in the matchup, able to drop his weight, but now a two-on-one chance for the Guns.
Here we go, this is some classic Motor City Machine Guns here, the assist!
Cutter, middle of the ring!
You gotta give them credit, the Guns do not miss a beat when it comes to teamwork.
Up on his shoulders, oh, and ripping at the face of Chris Sabin. Edwards backs Shelley into the corner. Oh!
Maybe I spoke too soon, some incidental contact there.
Uh-oh. Blue Thunder Bomb, cover! Oh, and a kick out there by Sabin. Oh, wait a minute now, calling for Myers. Edwards was calling for Myers, who cracks Okada.
Again, taking Okada off the apron, eliminating that threat, shows just how valuable Okada is to the team.
Now Myers and Everett going up top here against the X Division champion. We saw some of their two-on-one capabilities against Young and Kazarian on the countdown to Hard to Kill. Oh, wait a minute.
Sabin able to fight him off. And look out!
Sabin with a crossbody!
Sabin continuing, though, to fight two-on-one. Plants Edwards.
Another DDT from Sabin. Sabin needs to make a tag.
So does Edwards. And look who's on the apron.
Tag made! In comes the Rainmaker!
And he comes in to meet the TNA World Champion, Moose. Look out!
Oh, and Okada. Ram right into Moose. DDT by Okada.
Moose didn't go down, tried to be defiant to the end there, though. Now two-on-one with Okada.
Okada trying to fend off Myers and Edwards. Oh, flapjack middle of the ring. Again, I never thought I would see the day. Kazuchika Okada in a TNA ring.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Manhandling the world champion here. Look out.
Oh!
Nasty neck breaker courtesy of Okada.
Oh, and Moose, the TNA world champion, able to kick out. And now Okada taking his time. Dumping Moose, middle of the ring.
And it could be time here. Okada likes to go for that high angle elbow drop from the top rope. Moose is primed.
Got him! Got all of it!
But the Rainmaker is not done.
Okada looking to put the finishing touches on this matchup in his return to TNA.
Could it be?
Going for the Rainmaker. Moose tucked underneath. Great drop kick there by Okada.
Classic drop kick, but Moose not phased.
Moose somehow back up. Great drop kick by Moose.
Moose, the current TNA World Champion, going toe-to-toe with one of the best wrestlers in the world today.
Now Moose trying to drag himself to the corner of the system. Meanwhile, Okada makes a tag to Alex Shelley. Oh, now Eddie Edwards really caught up with the shell shock there. Down goes Myers.
Shelley continues to cut down by Edwards.
And Seguri setting him up. Center of the ring, backpack stunner.
Is that it?
Leans into the cover and a kick out by Shelley.
Frustration building on the side of the system.
And now Edwards trying to set up Shelley middle of the ring, maybe thinking Tiger Driver and Saban there to protect his Motor City Machine Gun brother.
Now Moose taking off here. Oh! Double super kick there from the Guns.
Now Eddie Edwards, well, I believe a tag was made there by Myers, but the Guns going to work. Classic Motor City Machine Guns.
Look out, look out.
Oh, what a knee strike there by Myers. Oh, and an enziguri.
Beautiful by Myers there. Takes down the former world champion now, lining him up.
By Myers, think about the roster cut. Oh, and Okada! Okada! Rainmaker!
Down goes Myers!
Shell shock! Cover! Okada and the Guns get the win!
Here are your winners, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kazuchika Okada!
TNA Thursday Night Impact starts January 15th at 9, live on AMC.